Travin, what's up, my man? If you can, connect to audio. What's going on, my man? Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, my apologies for that. I hadn't made it downstairs yet.
Oh, okay, I got you. Can you hear me okay?
That I can. Just trying to get
Awesome,
that coffee together.
man. I can hear you. I just can't see you, my man. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. But you're back on mute, I believe.
How we doing?
Good, man. Where are you calling me from today?
I am in Ohio.
Ohio. All right. You ready for college football season or what?
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
It's going to be a big year, man. I'm kind of curious to see what Deion Sanders is going to do with that Colorado squad, man. It's going to be a crazy year, man. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm out in Omaha, Nebraska. So the Huskers are my squad. So they got a new coach. I'm pretty excited to see what they're going to do, man. It's going to be a good year.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So today is really all about you. It looks like I did some research on you. Looks like are you still in the jewelry business? Is that correct?
I have parted ways with them just recently, as in terms of within the month.
Okay, cool. So are you doing anything different right now, or are you kind of in a transition period?
Yeah, kind of in a transition period. I was doing some slight woodworking and stuff, just like freelancing on the side.
Okay, I got you. Cool. So why the online platform? Like, why online coaching of all things?
Well, I mean, all the marketing towards it in terms of its possible profitability for people who are looking to be their own bosses or seek a new career path in their own sort of way. And also, I don't know, I just wanted something that had a little bit more flexibility in terms of, yes, I can guarantee that I still make the amount that I need to make in terms of my own financial goal for, savings or this, that, and the third. And also, I have my first child on the way in January.
Dude, congratulations, my man. Are you having a boy or girl? Do you know yet?
We believe it's a boy. We still have to do the blood work and stuff, but the pictures are coming back looking like a little boy, so I'm kind of happy. I didn't get to grow up with my biological dad, so that's one thing I'm looking forward to, being able to play catch and stuff with him.
Yeah, that's exciting. I've got 5 kids. So
right.
After the first couple, it's just like, cool. We're having another one.
Another.
Yeah, man. So I've got 2 boys and 3 girls. So our hands are full, man. Once you get a girl on your hands, man, it's a whole nother world, dude.
That's exactly what I've been trying to tell Brooke, my partner.
Yeah.
She's just been, I'll be fine with a girl at some point.
Yeah, she's gonna keep on pushing until you guys get that girl, man. Yeah. Cool, man. So it looks like we're going for flexibility of schedule, being able to work wherever you want, from wherever you want, and then financial stability, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Gotcha. Now, as far as financial goals, what do we need to make? I think you put maybe 4 to 5K minimum to start to feel comfortable. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I would say that's accurate. With the national average in America being about 2,000 to 3,000 a month, and my partner, she's a nurse, but she's a travel nurse, so she makes upwards of closer to 7 to 10.
Okay, nice.
Now,
My wife is in healthcare as well. She was a nurse as well, so now she sells hospice. So travel nursing is crazy, man. It's booming. You can get quite a bit of money, especially if you're able to save those stipends. Pretty insane, man. Where is she? Is she traveling out of state, or is she in Ohio doing it?
Yeah, she stays in Ohio. Currently, she's got a contracted partnership with Ohio State Hospital.
Oh, nice, man. Very cool, dude. Awesome. So outside of hitting that 4 to 5K initially, I think, did I read correctly, you were trying to get to maybe 20 to 30K months down the road. Is that the long-term goal?
I mean, if it's plausible, yeah, most certainly.
Okay.
I come from a family of physicians. My stepbrother, he's actually only 3 months older than me. We ended up being friends while we were in elementary school. And then at one point in time, our parents just started talking to each other from daycare. And then they saw each other out. And then we became brothers. And then, yada yada. But pretty much everyone in my family is in one way or another kind of involved in science or the medical field. My grandfather, who just passed about 3 months ago, he was an oral surgeon slash dentist. My stepdad, who I just know as my father, just because he's raised me since I was a child, he was a chiropractor. My other uncle is a podiatrist. My other uncle is a chiropractor. My sister is going to school for pharmacy. My brother just took his test about 2 months ago to be a doctor. I believe he passed, so he'll be a doctor. And I'm just in the law field, and I've always had a realm of science with me. I need to add some lighting in here.
So are you still studying law right now or what?
I'm kind of on a break with law,
Okay.
just because the market for law is financially a little screwed in terms of finding a suitable company to partner with, and also the amount of work to return ratio isn't the best right now.
I got you. Okay, cool. So let me give you some context with those industry averages. So anywhere from $250 a month on the very low end up to $500 a month is what you could charge for online coaching. Okay. So say for instance, if your goal was just to shoot for, 5K initially, right? If you had 15 clients and you're charging upwards around $400 on average, that would get you 6K a month. If you had 25 clients, that would get you that 10K, right? So it can happen relatively quickly. Think about that. Billions of people in the world. All we need is 25 of those bad boys to get you that 10K. And then from there, it just goes up, right? You start like working your referrals, you'll start feeling a little bit more confident. And then before you know it, you'll have 30 to 35 clients and you're right in that ballpark of really where you want to get to. And it happens relatively quickly. Industry averages for people that go through our company, the average individual is quitting their job in about 10.6 weeks to pursue their full-time fitness coaching. So the ones that do hit a 10K month, it takes them on average just 13 weeks to do so. So just over 90 days, you could be actually making like sustainable, consistent 10K months, which is pretty awesome. Right. Now, the individuals that also go through our course, 73% of them get their first client in month one. On average, it takes them 1 week to do so. So a cool stat behind that. The individuals that get their client in month one by the end of month four are averaging over 8K per month. The individuals that don't get their client in month one, but by the end of month four, are averaging just over 6,500. So just to be a basic, mediocre type of individual, 6,500 to 8K after 4 months, which is pretty phenomenal if you think about that, right? Coming in with and then we're talking about people with like hardly any experience, any gym background, any training background, stuff like that. So it can be pretty lucrative if you prioritize it, which brings me to my next question. How much of a priority is this for you to start becoming a full-time online coach?
I would say a massive priority. I love being in the fitness world, around sports and this, that, and the third. At one point in time, I was going to go to school for doctorate. My brother and I, we were on the same exact track. I actually was, so we both started taking college classes in high school. We both could have graduated at 16. I probably had, when I left high school at the age of 18, normal graduation, because my parents were like, no, you don't want to become an adult this early. Yeah, you're right. I had about 2.5 years of college already done.
Nice, man. You're fast
Yeah.
tracking.
Yeah.
Cool, man. What do you feel like is the biggest challenge to make this thing a reality for you?
Getting it started, honestly. Like, I mean, I'm doing my courses through NSAM. I haven't looked at the section yet for it, but they recommend through all of the things that I had signed up for in terms of getting a certification for personal training, nutrition specialist, nutrition coach, and then I think there was one or two other things. But they all have everything broke off into segments, and then certain expirations on certain bits of content. I haven't made my way to the online section because they, like, hey, make sure you just do the main course content first and push that out. So I don't know what all that entails, but I would probably have to say, actually, trying to get it going. I mean, I'm sure that they have some tips or focus. I don't know if they have a set partnership thing through whatever. I know they do have like a 90-day job guarantee once when you do get your certification. but
Yeah, so NASM's going to have a guarantee based on like in person, right? So I love that you've already invested in yourself and you want to be qualified. You want to have that advanced knowledge. That's amazing. By the way, NASM is also an approved provider through us as well. So they actually view us as continuing education credits. I believe it's like 1.9 CEUs you'd be receiving. So this would be adding on to your additional continuing education credits, which is awesome. But as far as actually teaching you how to run a business from start to finish, getting your LLC, scaling, a certification is not really going to show you all that, but it's great to have those things, right? We also have an optional certification through us. If you wanted that, it's no additional charge, but it's equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. It's for individuals who want to feel qualified, but it sounds like you're already on a pretty fast track. It sounds like you got the bundle pack. Am I correct with the NASM?
yeah, it was like all in all, getting close to 2 grand after everything in
Yep.
taxes.
How far are you on that on the courses?
Halfway through all the main content. I'm pretty studious, so I was planning on blowing through all of it. I've got my own. Ivan, back up, buddy. I've got my own study tools in terms of kinesiology books and biology books on top of their content as well. So, I mean, I've got a pretty extensive amount to study.
Feeling pretty solid, right? Cool. Outside of that, sounds like you just invested in yourself, get the NASM certification. Looks like you've done some research as well. You're very familiar with the averages. What else have we looked into to kind of make this thing start?
With regards to
Like your online business, this is our first steps.
kind of hard to say. I really, I don't, I don't know. I mean, it's an entirely new industry for me. I
Okay.
have a lot of experience in different areas, from first job being Little Caesars Pizza to working with carpentry, uh, being certified gemologist and diamondologist. So, I can tell you deep rabbit hole information on diamonds and all their little this and that.
What I meant as far as like, is this our first steps actually toward like moving toward the online fitness space?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. What do
Yeah.
you feel like you would need from like a business coach or a mentor to be successful? Are we looking for like a step-by-step game plan, accountability? What does that look like for you?
I don't know. Maybe someone constant tabs on information, in terms of making sure that everything is structured well and that I'm on my end keeping up um, business owner aspect of reaching out to clients and maintaining clients slash, you know,
I got you. So kind of like the one-on-one support, the accountability, and like maybe a checklist of things, correct?
right. Yeah, I would say so.
Cool. Now, where would you like to see yourself differently in the next 4 to 6 months than where you're currently at?
Is this with regards to online or just
Yeah, like within your business and then personally as well. Like, right, that baby's coming. So, like, what are some goals? What are some things that we want to do?
well, one thing that I definitely want to do, my father being a doctor, but I was raised to be pretty humble, so we weren't necessarily spoiled on stuff. Um, all of my cars that I've only had 3 cars. The first one kind of had some motor and engine issues, so that was death trap. Um,
Okay.
it would stall occasionally when I would drive it, and I'd have to hit the e-brake or something and hope that the e-brake worked. I remember one time I had just left past the house and out of our private neighborhood, and kind of went through the stop sign, barely missed the ongoing traffic because my e-brake didn't pull through, and almost went into the telephone pole. So that was kind of scary. But all of my cars have progressively gotten older. So currently I own a 97 Lexus. She only has 130,000 miles. She drives perfect. I've never had any issues with her in the 5 years that I've owned the vehicle. But I would say getting a new vehicle financially, I would like to probably own a truck. I need more space for the kid, and also I like doing woodwork stuff on the side. So if I'm able to keep on doing that with following a full-time career in online coaching slash fitness industry, I would certainly like to be able to do that. It's not fun
Gotcha.
asking people to, hey, can you help me haul this?
Yeah, 100%. Now, truck will change the game, man. I've had cars my whole life. I finally got a Chevy Silverado, short cab, big body, man, and it's a game
Big
changer,
body.
man. Like, yeah, your testosterone naturally increases by 30% as soon as you get a truck.
That's what I need.
So let's do a quick recap, my man. Right now you're based out of Ohio, 24 years old. Previously, was working with like jewelers. As of the last month, you kind of been in that transition period. Right now, you're studying for your NASM certification. You're about halfway through. Main point why we're on this call is we're looking for flexibility and financial stability. Goal initially would be hitting 5K, but then down the road hitting 20 to 30K. Biggest challenge is really knowing where to start, marketing, lead generation, obtaining like consistent clientele. What we've tried is working on our NASM, and these are our first steps. What we need is one-on-one support, structure, accountability, and a checklist. Next 4 to 6 months, we'd like to have a new vehicle. We'd like to have increased flexibility, and we'd like to be working full time with consistent clients. Is that about right?
Yeah, most certainly. Yeah, I would say that sums it up almost so too.
Cool, man. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go over a high level what we have to offer, and then I'm actually going to deep dive into the modules, show you exactly how I'm going to get you to 10K, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to get you a new car. Cool.
Okay.
All right, my man. Buckle in. Let me know when you can see this the screen.
Yep.
All right. So as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. We're actually accredited through the Better Business Bureau. We got a quality rating of an A out of a possible A plus, which solidifies who we are in the online space. And as mentioned earlier, we're backed by ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So for you, this is going to be 1.9 CEU hours for you, which is great. On the success ladder, we've got 2 tiers. We got 10K Accelerator. We've got Mastery Level Coach. Now, 10K Accelerator is ideal for an individual such as yourself who is in the process of getting certified. They want to create some massive impact on the online space. The information in this course is geared to get you from 0 up to 10K in as little as 4 months if so desired. Mastery level will take place when we're hitting 10K a month on a consistent basis. Our focal point will then switch to learning how to lead leaders, stepping away from that coaching aspect, become more of that CEO, and start building toward those 100K months. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Our program is broken up into 4 phases, but the first thing we like to do is help you get some clients right out the gate, then establish a solid business foundation. We'll help you generate leads organically to maximize your overall reach, and we'll develop sales and client retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass 10K per month. Now, on the support side of things, it's going to be second to none. You're going to have an assigned one-on-one coach the entire enrollment period. This individual's completed both 10K and mastery level. They have a 6 or 7 figure business of their own built off the information in this course. You'll have a customized game planning call with that individual to review where you're at, where you want to be, in the most efficient way to get there. Every 2 weeks, you're going to have one-on-one coaching calls, kind of just, make changes, receive feedback, get very specific instructions on what you need to execute. And this will be a game changer. After you're averaging about 2 to 3 Zoom calls per week and you complete the sales module, we're actually going to introduce you to a sales coach as well. This is going to be someone's going to help you overcome objections, get a large return of investment, and close down those sales calls at a 40% clip or greater. Bi-weekly roster group coaching calls, along with 5 times weekly group support calls that accommodate a traditional 9 to 5. This would go over client objection handling, client delivery, marketing, lead generation, mindset issues, even case studies. And then you'll have 24/5 tech support as well. So outside of all those calls, you can text your coach 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. They're contractually obligated to answer every single one of your questions. Now, becoming a fitness entrepreneur is exciting. It's awesome, but it is overwhelming at times. So we created what we call the Zenpreneur method. We help with weekly mindset calls, breath work, meditation, even journaling sessions, just to ensure you're always in a good headspace to move forward within your business. Resources, you'll have the course curriculum, you'll have that Zenpreneur method. This will be a game changer, done for you programming. This will save you hours a week. There's a little drop down tabs. You can change out the workouts if you so desire. We even give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific changes or enhancements to your program. As mentioned earlier, we do offer an optional certification at no additional charge. Any questions on that?
What was that last part? With
Which part?
The additional certification, what is that for?
So you wouldn't have to do that if you're already going through NASM, but it is optional.
Okay.
This allows a lot of individuals come to us without any type of certifications. They want to feel like they're more qualified.
Gotcha.
Cool. Here's the secret sauce to get you from 0 to 10K, man. The 4 phases. Phase 1, act first. What's that mean? We're going to launch our business. We're going to announce to the world who we are and what we're about, but we're going to implement specific strategies we give you to get your first couple clients. Phase 2, we're going to set up all your backend systems, make sure you're a fully legalized company, identify what problems you solve for individuals, Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. So these first two phases will take maybe about a month to month and a half in totality. The rest of the time will be in phase 3 and phase 4. So phase 3, organic marketing, we're going to show you how to maximize your overall reach. We'll show you how to utilize WhatsApp group for our community lead generation method. And then we'll show you how to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4 is like the fine tuning of everything, really maximizing your sales skills, developing consistent client delivery systems, but emphasizing the customer support and client retention to keep people happy for longer periods of time. Any questions on the phases?
I wouldn't say so.
All right, my man, we're actually going to dive into the actual course itself. There's going to be a total of 33 modules. Each module is going to have an overview link. It'll also be associated with videos. The link in the videos are tutorial style, so you'll know exactly what to do. First step to becoming a full-time coach, we talked about strategies. We're going to implement 3 different ones. The cool thing is the resources we provide for you are already done for you, so we're more efficient with our time. From there, we're going to move into the 10K Accelerator Directory. I want you to view this as onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize the course to its fullest capabilities. Now, the roadmap is broken up into 2 phases. What do we need to do to get from 0 to 5K a month? What do we need to do to get to 5 to 10? So it's very specific strategies and steps to get you there. Now, based upon our goals, if we're trying to hit 20 to 30K a month, we want to implement daily and nightly routines. So we also want to make sure that we're going to have to overcome anxiety, fear of failure, imposter syndrome. Those are all natural, normal feelings. We just teach you how to move past that to move forward within your business. We've also identified the top 10 struggles you'll face as a fitness entrepreneur, but we provide solutions to each and every one of these. And then we're going to move into administration systems and Chat GPT. Have you started playing around with Chat GPT yet?
I messed around with it just a little bit. I mean, I'm a gamer, so you know.
Yes, it's essentially. Yeah, it's essentially like Google on steroids, right? So we're going to show you how to maximize it, use it for SOPs, use it for content creation ideas, even for guidelines for nutrition and your workouts. Backend systems will show you how to use Wave and Stripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly to book calls, and we have True Coach and Trainerize to upload for all of your programming, all of your nutrition. You can even customize the videos, make it more brand specific for your clients. Financial systems, we're going to show you how to set up your LLC, get your employment identification number, when to open up a business bank account, how to track what's coming in and out of your business, when to pay quarterly taxes, when to pay yourself, examples of business write-offs, different types of insurance. So all of your business legalities will be covered here. Now, the cool thing about this is if you're to file your LLC the traditional way, it takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks. We're partnered with an AI company called Taylor Brands. It takes 20 to 30 minutes. So it's a fraction of the time. It's all set up right away. From there, we're going to move into target setting. So we're going to create your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. We're going to deep dive into your specific goals. And then from there, we're going to identify what problem you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. So is this going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program? The more that you do for individuals, the higher the ticket offer, which will be established upon your overall length of terms. So we'll help the structure of your pricing as well. Any questions on that so far?
Yeah. For the most part, the modules that are within the course, is it, you do them as they're listed in terms of succession?
Correct. So for instance, you would knock out one module first before moving on to the next. So they'll have action steps. Now, let me show you something else I think you're really going to like. So I'm going to go back to just a random one. Let's see. Let's just go to administration systems. So every document or every module is going to have what they call an overview link. So you're going to have videos over here, and then you're going to have the written material down here. So when you click on this, on the written doc, this will naturally save to your Google Doc, so you'll always have access to this. But this literally goes step by step on exactly what to do for each and every one of these processes here. Okay. Now, if you're a visual learner, you come here. Let's just say you're going to set up Wave for payments. You just click on this. So the video literally goes step by step. It's like kind of like having an open book test with all the answers circled for you. It's that simple, man. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Any other questions before we move on?
No. Nope.
Cool. All right. So next we're going to move into organic marketing. So we're going to show you how to do 1 hour's worth of work, get 14 different pieces of content created out of this by utilizing some AI software. software. So it's more about efficiency and convenience. Then we'll show you how to spread those out amongst all of those platforms that you're going to utilize. So we're going to show you how to set up podcasts and YouTube. We want more people to know who you are and what you're about and the message you're trying to convey. And then we'll show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok related. So it's more than just randomly posting. There's very specific strategies and resources behind each and every one of these platforms. We take it all the way down to the hashtag use, page aesthetics, page organization, reels, content, different ideas, editing tools, you name it, we deep dive into it to make sure we're getting the most engagement out of all of these platforms. Same thing for TikTok as well. From there, we're going to move. Go ahead.
I've never really been one for use of social media. I mean, I have some of them, but I never post or anything like that. It's just never been my thing. But yeah, I definitely am noticing a set trend of people who do personal training and then getting their face out in front of the camera and stuff and this and that.
Yep. So you can do you can pre-record videos. They don't have to be like where you're in the gym necessarily. The main thing is we're trying to market to an individual, like you're trying to sell their pain points. So as an example, I will target men 35 to 50 years old that are high level executives. So think about those pains those men have. When I'm talking about pains, why would they want to come to me, right? So 35 to 50, they're high level. They typically aren't home very often with their wife or kids. So that's a problem, right? So if they're not home, when they are, their wife doesn't want to provide any intimacy because they almost resent them. Secondly, their eating habits are usually off because they're always working late hours. They're always on the go, things of that nature. So men are powered off of multiple things, but usually it's money, power, and sex is what we thrive on, right? You take one of those things away, we've got problems. So I show men how they can still be a beast in the boardroom, but be that ideal father and husband that their family desperately needs and have, daily healthier habits to maximize overall potential. So I'm targeting a specific demographic, a specific audience to where I'm not having to negotiate prices. You see what I'm saying? So 35 to 50 are usually pretty set in your careers. For instance, the social media that I use, I don't even utilize TikTok. If you're 35 to 50 and a high level executive, chances are you're probably not on TikTok. Majority of the majority of those older individuals are usually on Facebook. I'll also maximize my local community. So again, my wife is in healthcare. I'll go do free seminars, 20-minute conversations with CEOs about how I can maximize the return on investment. Employees are less sick. They're showing up to work more frequently. So I'll get 15 referrals off that. I'm also partnered with a local supplement company. That supplement company will give me 30 referrals a month because I'm supporting their business through my clients. So it's an easy way for me to grow my business without even touching social media. But social media is a necessary evil to get things rolling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it most certainly does. A few years ago, I would say probably 3 years. I was at the Arnold and met the owner of Bucked Up, Mike Simkoviak.
Yeah.
He's been pretty cool with me. He responds to me nearly every single time I message him and stuff. But he, was like, "Hey, yeah, you've got a good voice, got a good face. Your body looks pretty good. If you can get a following going, this and that, get in touch with me and we'll help try to boost you. And then, maybe you come work for me a little bit." So I was like, "Hey, let me try to really get this thing going."
Yeah, we'll even talk about how to do that, like how to, link up with affiliate partners, things of that nature. That's going to be a game changer, right? You want to utilize every resource possible. From there, we're going to move into content creation made easy. So we're going to introduce you to Canva Basic, Canva Pro, Microsoft Designer. These are just great for page aesthetics, really good for branding, for logos, things of that nature. Then we move into the 10K lead generation framework. The first of which is what we call earned media. So I want you to think of this as like inbound marketing or people reaching out to you first. We're going to give you specific strategies and resources to incentivize people to want to reach out to you first. So as an example, maybe you're partnered with another fitness influencer or coach. Their audience gets to see who you are and vice versa. So now we've expanded our reach. We have more followers. When we have new followers, we can start providing them new resources and new content, right? So how many times have we all click here for your first 5-day workout program, right? Easy way to get their information, follow up with them, and turn them into clients. My favorite is a scholarship strategy. It incentivizes people to want to sign up with you immediately. And then the ones that don't necessarily win that scholarship, is an easy way to follow up with them and get them at a discounted rate. So again, you're building your business much quickly. From there, the opposite of that is what we call conversation calls. This would be like outbound marketing. So I gave you an example of how I work with my wife and I go do healthcare talks and stuff like that. That's going to be like outbound marketing, right? So you reaching out to individuals first. We'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you conversation and call examples, but more importantly, we're going to show you where to find all these leads on all three platforms, how to build and nurture these relationships, have more intimate one-on-one conversations by filtering them through our WhatsApp group. So that way they're already talking to individuals that you know and service. So by the time they get on that call with you, they already have an indication on who you are, what you're about, and the testimonials that you provide. From there, we're going to move into referral strategy, the easiest way to grow your business. Friends, families, coworkers, ex-clients talking about how amazing you are. We'll show you different strategies to incentivize people to bring you more referrals every single month without you actually having to ask for it. Any questions on that so far?
No, it seems relatively straightforward.
Cool. Next, we're going to move into sales. So everything that from here on out is all going to be about sales. We're going to show you how to maximize your sales capabilities to set up two types of phone calls. The first of which is what we call the meet and greet. It's like a 10-minute screening call. You're trying to identify if you really want to work with that individual and if you can actually solve their problems. From there, if this is someone that you do want to work with, we'll take them to a closing call. This is where you're trying to lock them down as an actual lead. We'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you our entire objection handling web. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be a game changer, creating financing options for people who normally couldn't afford your program. And then we'll show you how to lock them down once and for all. Now, once we lock them down once and for all, we want to track all this. So we want to track how many calls were booked, how many showed, how many closed, and at what length of term. So we give you our resources to track this more efficiently so we have predictable data every single month. From there, objection handling, this is going to be all the excuses you're going to hear on the online space as to why someone can't start your program. So the more you can familiarize yourself with these excuses, the easier it is to overcome those objections and get them to want to sign up sooner rather than later. Onboarding is probably the most overlooked area by most coaches and trainers. It's someone's first 30 days in your program. So this will make or break if someone wants to continue to work with you. So we want to make sure standards and expectations are created, getting them resources in their hands within that first 24 to 48 hours, keeping energy high, buyer's remorse low, and just keeping them busy overall. Client delivery is the fun stuff. This is the week-to-week process and how you deliver services. We just show you how to do this a little bit more efficiently utilizing the newest software. We also go over communication styles. What happens when someone ghosts you, when they want to quit, when they're not listening? That's going to happen. It's inevitable. But oftentimes it's because they're not feeling like they're a part of something greater than just you and them. Some of them want a larger community base. So we'll show you how to build that for them. We'll also show you how to provide different challenges, multiple touch points, and even how to incentivize them to want to execute on a more consistent basis. And then from there, we're going to move into customer support. So how do we deal with cancellations? How do we deal with refunds? What happens if someone needs to pause services due to health issues? How do we track it? How do we mitigate it? And then lastly, client retention. We want to keep people in your program for long periods of time, but we want to advance them to higher levels of it. So how do we do that? And then how do we track it from month to month? Any questions on that so far?
So for the client retention in terms of, keeping them and having them advance in terms of what they're doing with you, do you usually do a set of hey, the first month, like this is kind of how we're doing it, and then from there you guys advance, or is it kind of just whenever the client is more or less trying to feel it?
So say, for instance, if you're my client and let's just say I signed you up for, let's just say an 8-month program, okay? So what I would do is based upon wherever you're at, let's just say maybe your conditioning is weaker, right? So I'd probably set you up for the first 4 to 6 weeks on something more based on, building up your cardiovascular endurance so you can handle more load. I might do that for 4 to 6 weeks. Then I'd change the program out to maybe something more with the basic structure of like your foundational movements to start building. From there, maybe move into more of a hypertrophy type of style of programming. And then I'm always changing things up based upon those goals. Typically, I will run a program anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks before changing it out. However, week to week, I will change out the different exercises based upon what they're checking in. So say, for instance, if you're like, dude, I was killing it for a while, but now I tweaked my lower back. I'm not going to have you back squat. I'm probably going to have you do a leg press so your back is compressed to get something, right? So you're just changing things out based upon what that client needs week to week. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. Quick recap, and we'll answer any of your other questions you got. It's a 4-month program. You're gonna have your customized game planning call. You're gonna have a one-on-one coach the entire duration. You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You're gonna have a sales coach as well. You'll have that Facebook community and CEO trainings, 5 times a week group support calls, 24/5 tech support, done for you programming, an optional certification, and the business course curriculum. Is there anything you felt like we missed here?
I don't think so. I've been trying to think of things. Yeah, I wouldn't say there is.
Cool. Now, I know we unpacked quite a bit. Out of all the stuff that you just saw today, what do you think were like a couple of things that really stood out to you?
The excessive modules. I didn't realize that you guys were going to have such information now. I assume that, you know, if it is an extended credit program, that there would be, a fair amount of information. I would probably say one of the biggest surprises to me is the 5 times a week group support calls with 9 to 5.
Yep. So we're huge on community and support, man. So you'll have a private Facebook group as well. When I went through it, I was texting my coach on a regular basis. If I'm paying for it, bro, I'm getting all my money's worth. So I would send out a text to that person. I'd also put that question back in the private Facebook group so I could see other individuals who are going through the course just like me, get their take and perspective on things. You're getting information from people that are further along, master level coaches. There's a ton of different stuff. So that's something that you always want to maximize. The people that are out here killing it, they got the 3 C's. They're coachable, they're committed, they're consistent. So consistent means they're doing it day in and day out, no matter how they feel. Just like when you go to the gym, right? There's gonna be days where you don't feel like going, but you go. Coachable means you're able to take that constructive feedback, implement it, and make sure you're always growing your business. And then committed means you're taking action based upon where you see yourself, not your current circumstance. So think about Kobe, Jordan, insert your favorite player of all time, right? They're committed. They take action very quickly. They rarely change their mind, if ever, and they're committed to the process until they get to where they want to be. Individuals that overthink, overanalyze, rarely are able to commit. They change their mind all the time. So when you see people that are high-level entrepreneurs, high-level athletes or coaches, they're able to make quick calls based upon where they want to see themselves. Is that initial decision always the best? Not all the time, but they commit to it and they make sure that they move forward until they get to where they want to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you got the 3 C's, my man?
Yeah. I communicate and I commit.
100%. Cool. Now, do you feel like this checks off all the boxes on things that you're looking for? I know the one thing was you wanted a lot of one-on-one support. You're getting quite a bit of that. The structure, those are the modules. The modules are broken down exactly on what you need to do. And then the accountability piece goes back to your one-on-one coach as well. And then really, I think one of your challenges was marketing and lead generation, which is a ton of that. And then really knowing where to start. So it's a step-by-step basis. Do you feel like that checks all the boxes on what you're looking for?
Yes, it sounds like it. Is there a general set module length, in terms of if you were to compress them all together? Yeah.
Yeah, so the modules will go anywhere from 2 to 25 minutes on average. Okay, so based upon the in-depth level of it. So as you get further along, some of the modules are going to be a little bit longer than others, right? As far as time that you would need to dictate toward this, if you could dictate anywhere between 10 to 20 hours per week, and I'm including all of your game planning calls, all the modules, if you can do 10 to 20 hours per week, you're in a solid spot. If you can do 20 hours or more, you're in a dangerously great spot. Now, do you feel like you could at least do 10 to 20 hours per week?
Yeah, especially if I'm trying to commit to it full time. Yeah, most certainly. I mean, I would like to get started as soon as I can. In terms of actually working with clients, this and that. I've seen that there's several different third-party programs, this and that, for things that automatically assign people like their meal plans or workouts and this and that. Like, how exactly do you guys go about, trying to recommend what you base your stuff off for your clients?
Yeah, 100%. So until you get through the nutrition aspect with NASM, you could even do like our program, our certification probably take you like a week, man, because you're you're a smart guy, right? So that will at least tell you like how to build a healthy plate, how to do macro based, how to do intuitive eating, what foods to eat to reduce inflammation, right? So you have basic recommendations. You can't write out a specific meal plan unless you're an actual registered dietitian, no matter what certification you have. As far as workout programming, if you mentioned, as mentioned earlier, we already have done for you programming. So you can plug and play and just change out the different movements as you see fit. As you get more comfortable, you can start saving those workouts. And then as you start building your business, you have more options to go from, right? But if you go to a third party, the problem with that is we've had individuals that were doing like that, those parties would like find the clients for them. They do all these things. The problem with that is a lot of those companies would either sell out or go under. And that means that person would have to start over from scratch because they didn't have the skills to understand how to do it by themselves. Our goal is to make sure we give you all the skills necessary. So by the time you are ready to scale, you understand what you should be charging, or if you go into business with someone else, you should know exactly what the average rates are. So you're not enslaved to them essentially, right? Now, once you're averaging about 10K a month on a consistent basis, we'll talk about, bringing on a DM or someone can kind of do all that inboxing for you. We'll talk about running ads. Usually you run ads when you're hitting about, 8K a month on a consistent basis, 8 to 10K. And then you bring on an assistant coach typically when you're hitting about 12 to 15K a month. So we're really geared on making sure you're hitting certain metrics so you have a return on investment before you start like investing additional money to things that won't be necessary. A lot of individuals we get on the phone calls with, they're already trying to run ads. They don't even have a business yet. So what happens is those ads go wasted money because they don't know how to deal with them. They don't have their necessary programs built out. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to make sure that you're 100% ready to like handle anything that comes your way, essentially.
So the programs, not the third party. You guys have your own set programs, this and that, to help you with these things, or? Yeah.
So initially, when people start their business, like programming takes a long time. Like I love programming, but it's an integral process. And if you're working with 10 to 15 to 20 clients, it starts getting overwhelming, right? So they already have done for you programming to literally where you're just able to hit a drop down menu. Say for instance, again, if you can't squat, they'll put out a different movement. Like you can click on something, create a different movement. They have reps in reserve. They have different intensity techniques that you can utilize. So you're just plugging and playing, and then just boom, sending that bad boy out.
And then, is this something that the CEO helps set up, or?
Yeah, so this is Chad's whole program. So he has individuals underneath him. Like this is he's created this whole stuff, and then he's partnered with different affiliates that have already gone through his program. Like done for you programming is done by Evolve Fitness, which is Kayla Diamond. She's a mastery level coach. Any of the mastery level coaches already have 6 or 7 figure businesses of their own. So that's part of the prerequisite to even be able to do anything like this with us.
Okay. When going through your company, about how do you guys recommend people finish a majority of the modules and this and that before they start actually trying to work with clients? Or is it, hey, you can work with clients, but make sure you're doing these modules, this and that, to help you with your business type of thing?
Yeah, great question. So for instance, if you remember in the beginning, our first focal point is to get you some clients right out the gate. Okay. So some companies will say, let's set up your business foundations first. What good is that to waste all that time and not have anyone come in? I'd rather you be overwhelmed with people coming in that you can service versus having all these things set up and no one coming in the door, right? So we actually want you to focus on getting clients first. I would want you to think of this program just like you were back in school. So like for instance, when you have homework, it's not typically just one class, math, science, chemistry, whatever it is, right? So I would focus on maybe 30 minutes a day on maybe, for instance, you're gonna go through our certification, maybe 20, 30 minutes a day on the certification, and maybe 45 minutes to an hour on the actual module. So you're still building as you're learning, right? Our focal point is to make sure you're building your business as you go, not go through the course and then build your business, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And as far as timelines go, each module, there's like an overview. So when you go through the modules, they talk about what do you need to do to get from 0 to 5K to get specific timetable lines. So from week 1 through 3, we're going to be focusing on this, this, and this, and this. It's very specific to make sure you're hitting that goal. If your goal is 10K, how can we maximize that in 4 months? and they'll give you the exact steps. So kind of when I clicked on those modules, it'll show you step by step exactly on what you need to do. It's just up to you to execute it. And then when you have your one-on-one coach is going to hold you accountable. So they might say, hey, Travin, the first 2 weeks, I want you to execute A, B, and C. Next time you have a game planning call, hey, I see that you killed it here. We need to really focus now on this and this if we're going to stay on pace, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's definitely, the answer that I was looking for. I was hoping it wasn't going to be a stiff, you're kind of on your own. Yes, we assist you, but you got to get, a good amount of our program done before we can actually work on the one-on-one private coaching calls or the sales coaching or, the group support calls.
No, we're with you right out the gate. So our focal point is, man, to get you to grow ASAP.
Okay. Are you assigned to like a set person more or less in terms of who you're dealing with?
Yeah, correct. So for instance, if you move forward, we talk about like your learning styles. Maybe if you're someone that likes someone very direct, very firm, structured, we go over like exactly what the type of personality trait that you like, right? That match you with that individual. Okay. If down the road you guys just aren't seeing eye to eye, we can always switch that out, but you are with a coach. So you're not getting thrown around from different people. The point of that is we don't want to have to go back every 2 weeks and be like, so where did you last leave off at? Your coach should always know where you're at, right? So we're all about efficiency, man. We want to make sure we're growing you as fast as possible. If you were just thrown to multiple different people, we wouldn't be very efficient, right? Because they'd be like, well, what did you do with the last person? We're very specific on the notes that we take. Your coaches will have specific checklists that they want you to follow through. You mentioned checklist was a big deal for you. It's a big deal for us. So, hey, weeks 1 through whatever we're set to execute A, B, and C, right? And they check it off as you go. They're checking out where your mindset's at. Are we having any confidence issues? Where's something that you're struggling with? Social media. You mentioned before that you're not comfortable getting in the camera. Have we reached out to X amount of people per week? They're going to give you specific metrics to ensure that you're reaching success. So that way we can track it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. And what are these, I guess, the group calls? What are those kind of like? If you had to get like a general.
So there'll be a ton of different options. There'll be different time slots, but they'll go over something specific. So like usually Sundays is more geared toward like sales, for instance, right? Like you'll have some that are like mindset issues, right? So a lot of people will struggle after their first couple of weeks with, there's going to be ebbs and flows in sales. Like you already know that, right? Like there's going to be days where you're on fire. There's going to be days where you're like, dude, no one is clicking on my page. No one is setting up a call with me. Why? We want to make sure we're always moving that needle forward. So they're going to give you different tips and tricks at all points in time. So every call is geared towards something very specific. The more group calls that you can get on, the better, right? So again, if you're taking advantage of every opportunity, you're going to be massively successful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, another thing I think that you're really going to like, that's going to be completely different than any other program. Did you get the chance to hear about the 3 times your investment guarantee?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Did you get a chance to hear about the 3 times your investment guarantee?
No.
Okay, so a lot of companies, almost all companies have like a money back guarantee to some extent. We have a 3 times your investment guarantee, or you get 100% refund. Now, to qualify for that, all you got to do is attend your game planning call, which is pretty standard. Attend all of your one-on-one coaching calls, which is only 2 per month. 1 group support call each week. Charge at least the bare minimum suggested prices of $250 or more, which you would want to if we're trying to make this a lucrative thing, right? Don't spend longer than 2 weeks on the optional certification if you're going to utilize that, and have no late payments, and run a scholarship program within the first 90 days. That scholarship program is going to get people in the door anyway, so you're going to want to do that, right? If you do all that, show up and do exactly as we have laid out with the support and guidance of your coach, we guarantee you will 3 times the amount you invest in, or you get a 100% refund. Year to date, we've helped nearly 3,000 students. We've only had to return 1.6%, which means 98.4% of people are doing what they're supposed to and they're getting a certain level of success. Does that give you a little bit more confidence?
Yeah. What you mentioned something about the scholarship thing. What exactly?
Yeah, so a scholarship program is awesome, man. So typically that might be like one of the second things that you do. But for instance, a scholarship program would be an example like maybe a week before you're going to say, hey, super excited that I'm announcing a scholarship to where one or two individuals are going to win 2 months of free coaching or whatever term you want to put, right? So it incentivizes people to want to reach out to you and get their information. At the end of that week, you're going to select a winner. Okay. So whoever wins, hey, congratulations, Travin, congratulations, you won 2 months of free coaching. Now, the people that don't win, you already have their information now. You'll go back into them and you'll say, hey, Jeremy, unfortunately, you didn't win the scholarship. However, since you filled it out, I am giving coaching away for a limited time at a discounted rate of blah, 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 blah. Would you be open to booking a call? Most of them are going to say yes if they've already filled out the application in the first place. So now you're getting a lot of leads because you're able to sell it at a discounted rate for a limited time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It gets them really excited and wants them to get to sign up because they know they don't want to miss out on that limited time offer.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Did you get a chance to check out any testimonials?
No, I have not.
I'm just going to share 2 of them with you. Okay. So Karina's going to be the first one I share. I know that you're going to be a family guy. I know that's a really big deal for you. You mentioned that a couple of times. Karina was making about $2K a month. Her goal was she just wanted to travel and spend time with her kids. First tattoo indicates when she started NLCA. Bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. So after 4 months, she quit her job full time. And now after 6 months, she was collecting 10 to 12K a month on a regular basis. She's now making 15K a month. She works 35 hours a week, travels, doing the whole thing with her kiddos. So I know generational wealth, financial freedom, and being able to have that flexibility was really important for you. That's why I shared you Karina's. Now, opposite end of the spectrum, I know you mentioned you want to hit 20 to 30K months down the road. This is Jen. She's an IFBB pro. This is her husband, Darren. She was a physician's assistant. She started her own coaching company back in 2015, but was still having to work her full-time job. Couldn't quite get past the hump where she wanted to get to. So she joined us in 2021. She's now working full-time for herself. She's contracting 100K a month on a regular basis, has a staff size of 12 underneath her. So she's a wife. She's a pro athlete, and she's making 7 figures, which is phenomenal, right? So this can grow as big as you want, as little as you want. It depends on how much you prioritize this. Client averages, I already mentioned a few of these to you. 73% of our students sign their client month 1. On average, it takes people 1 week to do so. So after the end of 4 months, 6,500 to 8K is usually the average. People are quitting their jobs about 10.6 weeks to go full time. And it takes on average just 13 weeks to hit a 10K month. So just over 90 days, you can be hitting that 10K. And the students who stay with us for 12 months have 97 clients on their roster. Those individuals with 97 clients are averaging 366,000 a year, which is phenomenal. And then our program is getting scored a 4.6 out of 5. Any questions on the averages?
So, what is the typical average that most people spend time with you guys?
Like in totality?
Yeah.
It depends. So like, for instance, if you were crushing it, you could have that. If you're hitting a 10K on a regular basis, a lot of individuals will move up to mastery level coach. And so mastery level coach could be like a 6 or 12 month program. So depending on really what your own specific goals are, but majority of individuals, it depends on really where your starting point is. So we have some individuals that get on these calls that have been maybe online coaching for a year or two, and they have some of these systems done. They might go into mastery level a little bit sooner than others. Whereas a lot of other individuals, they might have their own gyms, they might have brick and mortars, they might even have their own online fitness business, but they're not hitting those 10 to 12K on a regular basis. They don't have a lot of these things set up. So really, a lot of individuals are going to be within this 10K accelerator, the majority of individuals. Now, the exact averages, I would have to look that up. I wouldn't know that offhand. So I'm not going to lie to you because I don't know that.
Okay.
But I can find out if that's a deal breaker for you. I can find out.
No. The difference between the mastery classes and an average 10K, I'm assuming, is the general information and assistance that you guys provide.
Yeah, so when you go into mastery level, coach, even like, for instance, there'll be an optional certification there as well. However, that certification is like on a whole nother level. We're talking about like gut health, like advanced level gut health, Dutch testing, hormonal health, advanced supplementation. I mean, everything is just is like basically it's like, think about it as like normal TV and then high def, right? So one of them is getting you to where you need to be. The other one is ensuring there's no holes in our foundation, so there's no leaks, and it's really ensuring your product is a 10 out of 10. And then we're showing you different ways to market yourself to where we can either have different increased value or drop down menus for those individuals as well. Mastery level is also going to be more geared toward getting you comfortable with allowing other individuals to run your day-to-day activities, so you can step away from the monotonous activities and work toward more being that CEO. So that focal point is now like, yes, I want to go beyond 10 to 20K. I'm looking to shoot for 100K months. So we're going to teach you how to lead leaders, when to hire, how to have communication styles with them, success metrics for each individual that you hire, different payouts, what type of pay you receive from those individuals as well. So it's just advanced level knowledge.
Okay. Starting to run out of questions.
That's a good thing, man. Ask them away, brother.
Typically speaking, what is it like to actually get assistance from you guys, in terms of like you're constantly communicating with the coach only while you are in the program type of thing, or like say you've successfully completed the program, whatever, and you are hitting that 10K month, whatever, but you're no longer continuously working with you guys. Is there, you guys just kind of like cut off communication, or how does any of that work?
Yeah, typically if you're hitting like, usually that we have different checkpoints. So say for instance, you're halfway through the program and we can kind of see like how far you're advancing. We might talk about either re-signing. So maybe you're in a spot where you're making decent money, but you still haven't hit that 10K, but you're benefiting a lot from it. We'll give you like a discounted option for you to re-sign within the current program that you're in. Or if you're killing it, we'll talk about ascending you into mastery level, which will be a discount rate as well. So no matter what, if you re-sign, you're still getting that continued education. Now, when you re-sign, it goes from every 2 weeks to weekly communication. And when you go into mastery level, it's weekly communication as well. You're still going to have those group support calls. You're going to have all that. But as far as with your one-on-one coach, that will increase. However, say for instance, though, you went through this program and you decided not to re-sign, you decided not to ascend into mastery level. Yeah, there would be no more like additional support unless you wanted to pay additional for like touch points. But the goal behind this is after 4 to 6 months, you shouldn't need that. We should be at a point to where we're either able to ascend or you already have these foundational things already mastered. Especially you'll still have those Google Docs that you can always go back and look at any point in time for your business.
That 4 to 6 weeks, is that generally the recommended length of the program, or some, you guys have people that just kind of smash everything right away, and then they just so happen to be successfully putting out information to clientele and this and that type of thing?
Yeah, the program itself is 4 months. Where we see the most people impacting the most, like getting the most bang for their buck, is between 4 to 6. So again, the average individual, just your average individual, not the top to the bottom, not to the top, not the very bottom of the barrel, they're averaging anywhere between 6,500 to 8K on a consistent basis. That's the average after 4 months. Okay. Now, if you're prioritizing this and you're making it actually your full-time, if you treat this like a full-time job, you'll get paid like one. Right. So there are individuals that come in here and are absolutely crushing it because they don't have a plan B. This is plan A and plan B. Plan A is plan B. Right. So they'll go balls to the wall on this. We've had individuals that contracted, 15K in their first month, you know, but they went crazy with it. So for instance, we'll go over another testimonial. For instance, this chick right here, Serena, she was an assistant coach, never really saw herself as an actual, her own coach. She decided to make that jump. First month of her business, she contracted 15K and collected 6.5, which is insane that same month. Now she has 34 clients on her roster. She had 0 coming in. So this is an individual that went head first, right? 15K collected is pretty awesome, or contracted. Collected 6.5K. That's pretty good. That's nearly half of what she contracted. She collected in that same month. So
And
it
then
really
6.5 collected is what she's earning, and then that 15K is her business.
So when they say contracted, so say for instance, someone buys a package from you, and the overall package would be equivalent to 15, or say the package would be equivalent to $3,000. Okay, and I collected 1,500 of that 3,000. That means what I got up front was 1,500, but I contracted as me. We came into agreement for 3,000. Does that make sense? It'd be similar.
Okay, so like with her clientele.
Correct. So say for instance, I was your coach, and let's just say that I got you on, I'm just gonna make up some random thing, like a 6-month program. Okay. The 6-month program is equivalent to, let's just say 6,500, okay, over the term. And let's say that you're paying monthly ongoing. So let's just say you put down, I don't know, let's just say you put down 1,500. That month I collected 1,500 from you, but I'm contracting 6,500 overall. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's crazy. She contracted 15K, but she collected nearly half of that in that same month. So that's probably like a lot of paid in fulls. That's probably quite a few paid in fulls is what she did. So we'll teach you how to do that. We'll teach you how to, like, obviously the more that you can collect up front, the better. But if individuals can't afford to do a paid in full, then we talk about different payment plan options.
Okay. Okay.
All right. How we feeling about all this? You liking it? You loving it? You hating it?
Is that a real tattoo?
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah. I saw that. I thought, what?
So think about that. A woman that was only making 2K a month, and now she's hitting 10 to 12K. That's a life-changing event. So for some individuals, you know, I have some tattoos that have no significant meaning. This is a pretty big meaning because she changed her life. This gave her time to spend with her kids. It gave her financial freedom. It gave her flexibility. She's making 15K a month. She works 35 hours. She works less than the majority of the population in the United States that's working full time. That's insane. So for her, that was something worth putting on her, because that talks about the day that she committed and the day that she received full freedom. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, arguably, a meaningful tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
So man, I got like over 30 of them, man, and I can tell you not all of them are deep and meaningful.
You really, like, I could see it, but you truthfully don't seem like a guy who would have that many tattoos. You got sleeve?
Yeah, I got my back's fully tatted, my arms, my legs. Yeah, I'm 41 though, man, so I've been around the block for a long time.
Okay. Hey, I mean, you're lacking some grace for 41, so
This is the fountain of youth, man. Cool. All right. So next what we're going to talk about is, what's this thing going to cost us? There'll be a payment plan, or there'll be a paid in full option. Payment plan means we put down a down payment. We can spread it out over 4, possibly 6 months if need be. We also have a paid in full option, which means we pay the whole thing up front. We save a significant amount of money. Or we also have extended payment plans and financing options, no matter where you're at financially. So if this is something that you truly want to do, and you actually want to commit and take action to becoming a coach, I've got something that can get you in the door. That's not a problem for me to figure out. Cool. All right, my man, what's this going to cost us? It's only 100 grand in your left kidney. I'm playing, man.
Well, I've only got the right, so.
Yeah, man. No, there's a payment plan of 7,300. And a paid in full option is $6,500 that saves you $800. Now, out of those two, which do you think works best for you?
Well, clearly I don't have either of those money. So,
So probably a payment plan, right?
yeah.
Cool. So let's talk about that. Payment plan is pretty simple. You just take either, 2, 3, 4,000, whatever you want to put down. We spread it out over 4 months. The average usually down is about 2,300. That makes your monthly payments about just 1,600 over 4 months. If you did it over 6, it's 1,000, which is equivalent to you needing 3 to 5 clients a month. It's pretty simple, right? Is that something you feel like is more reasonable for you?
Yes and no. Because I still have yet to profit from my NSAM stuff. And also I'm trying to become a coach and stuff as soon as I can. So let's just say that I did agree to do any sort of payment plan, and I was quite eager to get to work, and I started, busting my tail today. What is the likelihood that I would actually, I guess likelihood and the possibility that I would to actually start making money with them, in a short period of time of said blah, blah, blah. Because I would be more willing to agree to payment plans, going through the whole process of coaching and one-on-one, this and that, to ensure the, success of a business if I were to make money right away, because putting myself in potential, financial conflict is something that I've never done. No matter if I was a millionaire, I still like the look of my body. So I eat peanut butter jelly, eggs, tuna, and shit all the time. That's just what I've eaten always as a kid. That's just what I still eat. I only weigh 185 pounds, but I can squat 500.
Yeah. So to answer that, man, really simple here. So the average individual, again, 73% of our students get their first client in month 1. On average, it takes people 1 week. So majority of our goal is to get you your first client within that first 2 to 2.5 weeks tops. That's our goal. If you're implementing exactly as we have laid out, you're gonna receive pretty fast return on investment. Okay. So think about that. If you're knocking things out and you're getting 2 to 3 clients a month, that's taking care of a large chunk of your payments right there, right? Now, NASM is awesome, and that's something that you definitely need to continue to study, right? However, if you go through the NASM, how many months has it taken you so far to get to the halfway point? How many months are you?
I've been caught up with some stuff. So, really only a couple of days.
Okay. So typically, on average, it'll take anywhere between 3 to 6 months to get your NASM done. You're a smart guy, probably take it.
Crazy to me.
Yeah, probably even less for you if you're flying through it. Okay. So think about that. For one, you're not going to get a return of investment on your NASM until you actually build up clientele. If you're not good at sales or marketing, guess what? You're not going to build up clientele right away. If you go to a corporate gym, you can expect about 70 to 80% of what you make going to that corporation. Okay. I worked in
Not partnered with anybody.
Yeah, I worked at a corporate gym at 24 Hour Fitness. It's called Genesis now. I was a fitness manager, so I was over all the trainers. I was the top sales guy for over 2.5 years, over 58 clubs. I'm going to tell you right now, you will be working day and night to build up a consistent book of clientele. It will take you 6 to 12 months in a corporation which already has the leads coming to you. They have salespeople that sell the packages for you. It'll take you 6 to 12 months to build up your clientele. If you want to leave that gym, there'll be a non-compete clause, which means it'll take you another 6 to 12 months to build out your own clientele and go work by yourself. If you work by yourself, you have no one else selling for you. So I left because I've always been really good at selling. However, so it didn't take me as long. But if you're brand new trainers can average, the average trainer is decent, will make maybe 40 to 50K a year. The average individual that goes through our course on just online alone makes over 77. So there's a lot of individuals that have all the top certifications. However, they haven't been taught how to actually implement this toward business or actually how to apply it in real life scenarios. So there's a lot of individuals with a ton of different certifications, but they're shitty coaches because they don't know how to do this. Whereas this one's going to be significantly up front, it's going to be a little bit more money. However, You're 3 times in your investment, and we have that guarantee in place. And secondly, you're learning how to get your own clientele. So if you decide to go in person, we're showing you actually how to market to get people to come to you, as well as market people to come to your online platform. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So if I would have known about this program long ago, like back in my 20s, I would have definitely did it, because I could have saved a ton of money from college and just did this, right? So I have 3 streams of income.
30 grand at least.
Yeah, so like think about that. Like now I went to college, shit ton of money, right? I went there just to play basketball and chase girls, if I'm being 100% honest. I got a degree in sports management, okay? Great. But I went for the wrong reasons. If I would have followed my passions, I would have done something like this, been in 0 fucking debt, may had 6 figures right out of college, or right before most people hit 25. I would have had my whole business set up for me. And now, like, I do this. I've been a master level trainer for over 15 years. I've been a hybrid trainer for the last year and a half. Now I'm full-time remote. I bring in about 12 to 15K a month. I also do this position. So my job takes me about 30 to 35 hours a week. I do this job full-time. And then my wife does healthcare. So we got 3 different streams of income. So for you, if you did this, your soon-to-be wife is going to be travel nursing, which is very lucrative, and it's not going to slow down anytime soon because people don't want to work. So she's always going to have, her rates are probably going to go through the roof here shortly because people don't want to work at facilities. So she'll have really good money there. You guys will be able to travel. You have more flexibility. She could probably start picking up travel assignments in different states. You could probably roll with her. But you guys would both be able to do things on your own terms, which is huge. Versus if you work for a gym, you want to go on a vacation, you got to make up all your sessions either before or after. That's a pain in the ass, right? So I would rather you get a couple clients in the first, again, our goal is to get you your first client in the first 2.5 weeks. The average individual is getting it in a week. If you don't see yourself as an average individual and you're great at executing a game plan as laid out, you won't have any problems. Because again, it's not just you, it's you're having a team with you to make sure that you are being successful.
The clientele, are we more or less, as an individual, expected to find them, or is there some sort of general client group that
we'll give you? Yeah, we give you resources on how to attract them, where to find them. So if you remember on the conversation and calls, we show you where to find those leads on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We show you how to market to them. We show you how to build relationships with them. We show you how to message them without coming across as like, suspect or sleazy, right? We're showing you actually how to build ongoing relationships. We show you how to get people that you already know to bring you individuals. So we have a ton of different tactics to make sure that you are getting, but we're going to teach you how to do it so you're not relying upon someone else just finding random people for you.
Okay. When a client has more or less been collected and we are in the works of trying to get something going with them, is it information that you more or less provide, or in terms of assisting us with getting things going with that client in our own business? Or is it, hey, use our study tips type of thing? We'll check up on you after the 2 weeks or whatever for the group call, see if you've made any progress yet so far, type of deal. I mean, there are a couple individuals that I know that are willing to do work with me already, but I don't have any packages. I don't have any plans, this and that. I mean, I was thinking about today or tomorrow going through and extensively, browsing the internet and see, kind of how people do the packages, this and that type of deal.
Yep. So your coach is going to help you come up with your unique angle, your unique offer. As mentioned earlier, we have done for you programming so you can plug and play with that as you see fit. As far as you're going to need to know how to onboard an individual, we have a whole section on exactly how to onboard them. We actually give you resources on how to do that too. If you're someone that doesn't want to, I don't tell people to invest in different apps if they don't have any clients yet. I'd say probably wait till you have about 20 to 25 clients until you start investing in specialized apps for programming. What I would do is I use Google Sheets. We show you exactly how to track that. It's a great way to initially get going. People don't give a shit as long as you're getting them results. They don't care where it comes from. I work with a prep coaches use coaches, right? So I have a really well-known prep coach. I'm a men's IPE pro, so I got my professional pro card in 2017 in men's natural bodybuilding for men's physique. The coach that I use still uses Google Sheets to this day. Do I give a shit? No, because I know what he's giving me is money, like spot on. I get my results. It's all about communication styles. Now, if you ever want to upgrade, so when I hit about 30 clients, that's when I invested in an app. I'd say, hey, Travin, super excited, man. I actually made an enhancement to my program. It's going to be no additional charge to you, but I'm going to invite you in. Here's the link. This is going to allow us to communicate more effectively. I'll be able to track your workout programming. I'll be able to see like when you're checking in, when you're not, things of that nature. You'll be able to have all your nutrition in one spot. Everything's going to be a little bit more streamlined for you. It's an easy way to build up your services, right? So we'll show you how to do all that. Yes, you can work with individuals that do certain things for you. The only thing is they're going to dick you over on price points. So why do that, right? The stuff, we give you all the answers to the test. We also give you a shit ton of resources where you can literally go to your Google Docs, you can save it, and then you just change out what you want. You can add different bars that we didn't think of. You can decrease whatever it is. It's going to be pertinent to your specific, program. But your coach is going to help to devise that, show you what you need to be successful, because those coaches have already reached that level of success that you're looking for.
So, so more or less, yes, we do have all this assistance and resources, but a lot of the clientele we are trying to find on our own then.
Correct. We'll show you how to find them on your own. So yes, you're finding them on your own. We don't have someone that's just inboxing for you, but all those modules that I showed you is showing you exactly where to go.
Okay, and then is that kind of like teaching us to advertise on our own, make ads type of deal, this and that? Because
yeah, we really won't be spending money on ads at all until you're hitting about 8 to 10K on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But we're going to show you how to market yourself. We're going to show you how to do unique offers. We're going to show how to set yourself apart from other individuals that are in the space as well. We'll show you really about price points. Your coach will go over ideal price points on what you're offering based upon what you're offering. So yeah, they're going to give you all the answers to the test. All you got to do is execute. That's it.
Okay, let's just say that I had, I know there's at least 2 females, and then my neighbor who lives 2 houses away, I just trained him the other day, and as compensation, he just bought me lunch type of deal. Let's just say I were to get these 3 individuals going on something as early as the end of the week or potentially next week type of deal. What is the likelihood that I would start actually seeing an active return in terms of what I've already invested in you guys, more or less like paying for the payment per month type of deal with those people?
Yeah. So say for instance, if you're charging on average $400 per client for a month. Okay. So you're changing out the workouts, you're updating their nutrition, you're updating their macros, you're checking their stress levels, you're having them do all these things, these Zoom calls, weekly Zoom calls, stuff like that. Let's just say on average it's $400. Okay. So for instance, if you did a payment plan, you could talk about anywhere payment plans, depending on what you put down is going to be different. So again, if we talked about, an average of 2,300 down, and let's just say you had 3 clients and 3 clients were 400 a month. So what's 400 times 3? That's $1,200. So you're already making that money back, right? If some of them actually do a paid in full, that's even better. You've already started establishing, and you're just going to keep on building your clientele as you go, right? So it's going to be based upon the amount of people that you're getting every single month. So immediately, that's the whole point of us getting you clients right out the gate. We want to make sure this is already starting to pay itself back. The goal is at the end of 4 months, let's say, for instance, you're doing a payment plan of 7,300. The goal is to get you, what's 7,300 times 3? 7,300 times 3. Our goal is to get you a minimum of $21,900 at the end of 4 months. That's 3 times your investment. Okay. You divide that by 4 months. That's equivalent to just over 5K a month on average. So if you're looking and you're weighing, pros and cons of, if you're doing hybrid, that's great because you can also charge them more in person as well. Okay, so
when you say hybrids, like in person as well as online type of.
Yeah, so for instance, we'll show you how to get, if you want to be a hybrid trainer, yeah, we'll show you like the type of price points that you should charge. If you're getting certified, like in Omaha, I was charging $150 a session, but I'm a mastery level trainer, so I have a ton of experience. but I have reasons as to why I'm charging that. So it's going to be based upon my unique offer, what my different testimonials, stuff like that. If your average trainer, if you're going in person, you could charge maybe starting off just to get comfortable. I'd say like, maybe $75 a session. If you're confident, if you're not, start off with maybe, 50 to 75 ideally. And that would be per session. And then you can always work at like doing different rates. If they commit to like more than 1 day a week, you can offer them a little different discounts, stuff like that. But you have to figure in your value, the time that you're doing, if there's drive time associated with it, are you offering them, customized nutrition, all that stuff. So I'm factoring in all of that when I start doing my in-person rates. In person, you can charge significantly more because that is your time. Would I recommend you doing a ton of in-person? No. I probably do maybe 5 to 10 high ticket clients, the rest online. So that way you're focusing on growing your business and you have more flexibility. I was training 40 people a week in person, 2 to 3 times a week. I was working from 4:30 in the morning to 8:30 at night. I was bringing home a bag, but it was like a lot of wasted time. I mean, not wasted, but I didn't have time to be around my wife, my kids, and that's why I ended up going to the online space.
Okay. So about how far in, you said that in general that there's about 30 modules.
33 modules.
33 modules. Okay. How far in do you actually start seeing stuff that more or less contributes directly to you and the start of your business? I'm assuming most of that is going to be kind of in the beginning, maybe not
immediately
modules, but
yeah, immediately. That first module about how to get going full time, immediately. We're putting in steps right out the gate, which is going to attract people. And then based upon who's liking it, who's commenting, we're showing you strategies on how to follow up with those individuals. So like I said, there's been single moms that have never coached, never done anything, brought in like 8K in a month. Like it's all about people resonate. It's not really so much about you got to be ripped and shredded. I used to think the same thing. People don't give a shit about that. They want to feel like they can resonate with you.
Yeah, I got that down, I'm sure.
Yeah, like people want to feel like if I was out in Ohio, I want to be able to look up Travin and see if I could hang out with him. That's what you want people to feel like, man, I like that guy. I need to fuck with him. That's what you need to think. Like that's what we want to get people to get to. So your posting and your storylines aren't always about fitness. So for me, again, I service men 35 to 50 that are high level executives that got kids. A lot of my storylines are what I'm doing on the weekends with my kid and my wife. So people are like, damn, how's he do all that? How's he stay in shape? And he's got 5 fucking kids. I show them like, hey, I actually live this shit. So what I'm telling you to do, I do it too, right? I show funny stuff. I have funny memes, but I also show a level of expertise on what I do. So people are like, oh, I want to deal with him because he's knowledgeable, he's funny, he's relatable, and he is living the lifestyle that I want. But it's authentic, right? I'm not flying around in Lamborghinis and dumb shit like that and making it rain with dollar bills. I'm walking around the mall with my fucking kids, like 5 of them, right? Like people want to know, like, damn, that's a lot of fucking kids. Pictures of my wife. Like you want people to be like, I like that guy. He reminds me of me.
Okay. How stressful is it? Even though you have like within this 10K program, these modules to help you out and other individuals to help support you, this and that. How, even for myself, someone who would be like super gung ho and oriented towards the business. Again, I'm in that transition period, so I've got a lot of time, and I'm a bit of a gamer / nerd, so I have no problem sitting at the computer for 10 to 12 hours if especially if it means that I'm making money and I'm reaching out to people, this and that type of deal. I don't plan on being average financially. That's never been the goal. Comfortable living has always been the goal. I definitely do that now, no issue. But I just don't want to be stressed out with trying to market towards people and also focus on, hey, is my wife going to get mad that I'm paying money towards this? And even though some of these people are willing to pay for stuff, they're not high ticket clients or not people who are trying to pay for high level bundles, this and that. And I'm only just averaging this and that, no matter that I'm putting, in the time and the work.
So you don't want to negotiate your worth. So think about this. Ferrari doesn't have commercials on TV. People just know where to go. And guess what? There's no fucking discount. Like if you go to Ferrari and say, hey, where's your discounted rate section? They're going to laugh your ass off that lot, right? Ferrari, Lamborghini, high level, high quality, speed, performance. That's what it's all about, right? So I want you to think of yourself as something like that. So the type of individuals, I don't even offer, like a lot of these other programs will offer 3, 6, 9, 12 month-to-month packages. I don't do that. My program, for me personally, it's 4, 8, or 12. 4 months, 8 months, 12 months. That's your only fucking options. Now I will be open to payments. So if you can't do paid in full, monthly 4 months would be equivalent to, I'm just going to throw up some numbers. Monthly would be equivalent to $450 a month for a 4-month program. So $450 a month. If you do 8 months, it would be equivalent to $375 a month. And if you did 12 months, it'd be equivalent to $350 a month. Okay. So you as a consumer see, oh, the numbers are going down. I'm going to rock with his 8-month program. Guess what? Perfect. Works for me. Long-term, I'm having more predictable data. I know I have you for 8 months. Secondly, I know I'm getting overall a higher payout over the longer course of time. So right now, my retention is through the roof. My average person stays with me for over 1.5 years. Easy work because I'm smart about it. So think about that. So if you were in my program and 95% of the people are signing for 8 or 12 months with me, I only have like a handful that are doing 4 months. The reason I chose those months is at 4 months, I've got you past just normal habits, right? At 4 months, I've actually got you like on normal habits. 8 months, I've got you a whole physical transformation. 12 months, I got a whole lifestyle change. At 8 and 12 months, you don't even view me as a coach anymore. You look at me as a friend, like a trusted friend at that. So if you're on my 8-month program, by month 7, the beginning of month 7, I'm going to call you randomly, be like, yo, Travin, check this out. I'm so glad you gave me like 10 minutes to call you today. You're killing it, but I want to show you an insight on what I've already got planned for our next duration. So I'm not asking you, do you want to sign up again? I'm already showing you the blueprint. You're so fucking excited because you're already getting results. You already like me. You already trust me. And I'm showing you in advance a month ahead of time that I already have you in my mind and I've already planned out our whole next phase. I'm like, dude, you ready to do this? Fuck yeah, cool. Love it, man. And then I might even say, hey, man, since you've been so consistent with me for so long, I'm going to offer a month of free coaching for you. Do you want that at the beginning or at the end of your program? We'll just take that off at the end of your program. You're going to go back, even whether you're a high ticket up person, right? You're going to go back and be like, dude, this dude called me randomly. He showed me that he's been thinking about me specifically. He gave me a fucking discount. Guess what you're going to go do? You're going to tell all of your high-level executive friends, yo, this guy does not bullshit. He's structured. He's planned. He's always on time. That's how I get a ton of referrals. So now my business, guess what I don't have to do anymore? I don't fucking inbox because I don't have to. If I wanted to, could I? Yes. But do I want to? No. Is it a necessary evil initially? Yes. But now I don't got to because I'm at a point to where I have high-level people constantly coming to me because of the way that I service people. I go take a shit, guess what I'm doing? I'm sending out text messages to people. Takes no time to send out a text. Hey man, how's things going? How's the wife and kid? Let's say, for instance, you're my client and you check in and like, yeah, man, stress level's been a little bit high. The wife's about to have, we're due here on Tuesday. Guess what I'm gonna do on Wednesday? Pay attention to your social media. Make sure that you have that fucking kid. I'm gonna be the first one to text you. Dude, congratulations, beautiful baby. I saw you just had it. Boom, 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 boom. Or I'm going to text you the night that she's supposed to get induced and be like, hey man, I know today's a big day. I think you had mentioned that today's your baby's birthday. Really excited for you. You're going to be like, damn, I don't even remember telling him that, but he's so on top of shit. That's what makes people want to stay. They want to know that you're invested in them just as much as you're invested in it. Like that you're invested in them just as much as they're invested in you. Easy. It's easy work, man. So if you're asking me how long will it take, dude, you do the steps right. You get your first couple clients in that first month. You get automatically see the return on investment. Every module is geared to get you better and better and better and build your confidence. Those first 2 phases like a one-time setup. The rest of the time you're in phase 3 and phase 4. That whole fucking time, day to day. So think about that. 4 months away from having financial freedom, making more money than what you would be doing in person. And then honestly, Probably more money than what you were previously doing at your job before, working less hours. Now, is it going to be inconvenient? Yeah, it's going to be a little inconvenient at times, but is that inconvenience worth being Travin 2.0, having that generational wealth, being able to have that, get that new car, being able to like spoil your wife and your baby? Fuck yeah, it's worth it. Work from home, do what I want, go travel. I don't got to ask a supervisor if I can take a piss for 10 minutes. I go do it.
Yeah, isn't that such an odd thing?
Right.
Man, yeah, you care about use the bathroom? Nah, sure.
Yeah, grown ass man asked another grown ass man, hey, can I take a shit or do I have to wait to take a break? Not doing that.
Yeah, no. I would say to that. Let's say so it appears, that you guys are fairly accredited. What is separating you guys and I guess your competitors more or less? Like
Yeah,
what
I would
stops
never.
from going and setting up something with another person who spamming Instagram ads?
Yeah, I will never down talk any other companies. However, the majority of companies, we have quite a few of their clients. So other companies that are reputable are either significantly higher rate than what we are. We're actually in the average of top level coaching products. But that's going to be able to separate us is we're accredited through the Better Business Bureau. Most companies are not. So Better Business Bureau, if you're familiar with them, they basically grade out legitimate businesses. So we got an A out of a possible A plus. So from an A to an F, we got an A. So if there's people that complain about us, we actually keep those complaints up online and they get investigated. We haven't lost a single investigation. The 3 times your investment guarantee. No other one in the industry has a 3 times your investment guarantee. We do.
That
So
was
that's what,
going to be my next questions.
yeah, no one else has that. We do. So we're basically saying we'll put our money where our mouth is. Worst case scenario, you make your money back. Best case scenario, you make damn near $22,000. We're also accredited through ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So most companies don't have that affiliation. We're also partnered with True Coach, which is one of the biggest apps in the online fitness space as well. So we were partnered with Trainerize previously before that. So all the heavyweight players in the industry, we have connections to them. If you are to go on ChatGPT and you literally Google or you type in what is the best online coaching program, we actually had a video. It'll mention us as the first one. So we're very reputable. The other thing that's going to separate us, that one-on-one support, man, it's second to none. Everyone will say they have one-on-one support, but they don't have it to this level. We also have a sales coach. Most companies do not have a sales coach on hand to help you get to that next level. So you're having a multitude of different touch points. You're having validity behind the program. And we've got a ton of people that are reaching massive levels of success.
The 3 times investment, you did mention it earlier, and it's kind of briefly been talked about. That was specifically the if you don't get your money back type of thing. And then also if with all the information that you guys provide.
Correct.
What exactly is the 3 times? You're averaging a potential, you're making 3 times your general investment.
So by the end of 4 months, you should have made, if you did like a payment plan, like 7,300, right? You should have made nearly $22,000, $21,900 by the end of it, which is equivalent to just over 5K if you're just breaking up over 4 months. Okay. So by the end of 4 months, you should have made 3 times your investment if you do exactly as we have laid out. If you do all these steps, which I've already read through, and you show up to all of your game planning calls, you work with your coach, you follow the modules to a T. Right now, you mentioned you got plenty of time. You mentioned you're a gamer / like in a nice way, like a nerd, right? If you're sitting here and you're focusing on this, you literally have to try not to execute in order for you to fail. You saw it. Like I clicked on it, the read material show you step by step on how to do it. The video show you step by step how to do it. If you know how to read and you know how to watch a video and follow instructions, you're not going to fail. It's just staying disciplined and doing the work day in and day out.
The programs within the company, you said that, it's kind of plug and play. do you have to keep on, I should more or less say, renewing through you guys your type of
No,
program subscription in order to use that stuff still?
no. So essentially what you would do is, let's just say you use the program for 4 months and you're plugging and playing. You're going to want to, when you write that out for an individual, you're going to want to send it to their email. I would just save that shit and just have it like on a desktop, workout, 3 day a week workout, body weight, whatever it is you're going to do, save that, right? Next one that you write out, save it. And then as you build up a shit ton of exercise, you won't need to use that. You'll just be able to plug and play with your own because you've already utilized it. It's just guidelines to get you up and rolling, man. And that's another thing that most companies don't do. They don't actually give you done for you programming. So we're trying to help individuals that want to actually start making money right out the gate. That's one less thing they have to worry about, which you're not going to find a program that does that for you.
Okay. And then Mike Brooks, she had used some programming app with this girl from social media trainer. Is that kind of like the same scenario? Like you kind of like almost like partner with the type of deal, and you're reaching out to clients, and that's your advertisement through, or the plug and play type of deal is more or less specifically oriented towards this, that, and the third. And, you work out this. Oh, you have an injury. Let's compensate in some sort of other way.
Correct. Yep. Correct.
Okay, so it's just strictly more or less just gym info. I should
Yeah, your
say.
program is, yep. So what your girl's name is Brooke, is that what you mentioned?
Yep.
Yep. So your girl partnered with someone specifically for one or two things, maybe just programming. We're a full company that encompasses everything. So most companies are either good at one or two things. They might be good at advertising. Someone might be good at marketing. What good are to have those things if you're not good at sales and if you don't have actually systems to support you? It's virtually useless. So we're actually a one-stop shop, so to speak. So we show you, here's your programming. Here's how you market to these individuals. This is where you find those individuals on each platform. This is how you nurture these relationships. Here's the scripts on order to talk to them. You can change it out based upon your tonality. Like we're literally giving you cheat sheets for every single area possible in your business.
And these are just a lot of information you can kind of like save and
Correct.
Copy paste how you need to.
Yep. So there'll be scripts. You'll Google. You can, again, they'll save to your Google Docs. You can save them. If you're organized like me, I'll copy and paste, put them on like list of scripts. Then I'll change out based upon what I want to do. Overview modules. I save all of them. They go to my Google Docs. I have them to this day still. So I can just use those if I'm, messing up something on business, right? So you're going to have all the answers laid out for you.
Okay. And the payment plans, 7,300 was the pay in full, 6,500 was the other way around.
Yep, payment plan was 7,300, paid in full was 6,500. Okay, so we can do a couple different things. As far as like down payment wise, I gave you the average. What are you like? Do you feel like that's like comfortable for you? So if we put down 2,300, we spread it out over 6 months. And usually we don't. We usually do it over 4, but if we do it over 6 months, it's just 1,000 per month. Or what we could do is we could do in-house financing, which means it's not going to pull your credit. Essentially, it takes that 7,300 and it takes it to 8,760 because there's 20% interest. So we just add that on top. Okay, so 8,760. You divide that equally over 12 months, that'd be 730 a month. Now, the cool thing is, if you are able to pay this off within 4 months, we honor the 7,300. If you're able to pay it off in 60 days, we honor the 6,500. So either way, we're setting you up to smaller payments over longer periods of time. So 12 months versus 4 or 6, minimal down payment, which is only 730. And then if you're able to pay off, if you're killing it, we honor the 7,300. So we take away that 20% interest. And if you are able to pay it off in 60 days, if you're out here crushing it, we'll honor the paid in full amount. So you still save the $800.
We'll say, yes, anyone would like to save money. I myself specifically most definitely would. Probably most certainly wouldn't be able to do a paid in full option currently.
Yep.
Especially being a young homeowner and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
how do you guys base the payments? Am I constantly working with you, or am I going to be working with like another specialist type of thing? Or you just specifically help give all the information, answer all the questions, display criteria, and then, you just try to help get people into the company?
Yep. So my job is to specifically make sure that you have clear understanding on like what the program entails, all the intricacies behind there. From there, like say for instance, if you're to move forward, next what we do is we collect the payment that you're comfortable with, and then we go over the agreement. So everything that I promised you would be in that client agreement. From there, an onboarding specialist would reach out to you. Me and you would make sure that we understand like what type of individual you are, like characteristics that you like. Then you are able to book your game planning call with your coach, which you'd be assigned a coach later this afternoon. And then from that point on, you'd be able to like start rock and roll. So you can actually start the program without your actual game planning call. But then once that game planning call, you'll meet with your coach. You'll go over like where you're at, where you want to be, the most efficient way to get there. So you'll have your own individualized coach. I'm just here for the initial setup to get you going.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at a couple different things real fast.
Yeah, man, no problem.
So, in your own opinion,
Mhm.
say I do have these three people that are willing to do stuff, and let's say today I signed up. I have these people that are willing to do stuff, but I want to, and I'm trying to, make as much money back as soon as I can. And I'm willing to crush out 10 plus hours a week on module studying, or, working with people, this, that, and third. What is the likelihood that I'm going to actually start, seeing more clientele and stuff? Because I would make more payments, this and that, if I had, a solid return right away type of
So
deal.
if you're going with like, whether it's the payment plan or whether it's the in-house, let's just say you sign up, and let's say the first 2 weeks you're doing okay. And then let's just say you just break through the fucking roof and people are flying in. You can pay that off as early as you want. So even if, for instance, if you want to go with the payment plan, let's say we didn't do in-house financing, and you're like, yeah, let's just spread it out over 6 months. Let's just, we do that. So maybe you put 2,300 down. I'll put in the contract that if you're able to pay off within 60 days, we'll honor the paid in full amount. If you don't, or if you're not able to pay it off in 60 days, we just stick to our normal payment plan. So there's no worries about that, but you can still pay it off earlier if you like. So I'll put that in there for you. If you're like, hey, dude, I want to crush this. I want to have an opportunity to save $800. I just don't have, that amount of money down. Other thing too is I don't know where you guys are at financially. I know your girl makes pretty good money, but if you want to play it really safe, we could do a payment plan on the paid in full, which I normally don't do, but that would be like 32. We have to put half down, so 32.50 today. I'd give you 60 days to pay out that second half. That way, it gives you an opportunity to build your clientele. You don't have to fork over all 6,500, but you also save the $800.
So say I have a fair amount of money that I, make for a rule in myself to set aside. So most of my money is in a checking that, or in a savings account that I don't even actually have access to.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's just how my parents are, and just how they recommend things, especially with them being doctors, this and that. And stereotypically, my parents are very Jewish.
Okay.
It's
more frugal.
Yeah, very frugal. It's one of the reasons why I have issues spending money. Especially in terms of, I just only recently seen the ad for the Fit CEO, Mr. Chad. So it's unfortunate that's his name. Nothing against him.
Yeah. So I would change the mentality right now. Instead of normally I spend, this would be like normally I typically have not invested in myself. You're investing in something that you don't have any knowledge of, but you're actually having a team guide you through that. So you're basically having a coaching mentorship showing you exactly how to run your own business so you're not enslaved to anybody else or their terms or conditions.
Okay. And being a specialist with diamonds and stones, this and that, I'm personally building her ring. So it's a one of a kind type of deal. Um, with that being said, that's got its own set of money that I need to set aside on top of the money that I don't even have access to, because that's all purely invested
Mhm.
in terms of its stock. I would only comfortably, for the first time being, in order to even be able to get started, would at most be willing to do 700 if anything.
Okay. So what we could do is I can do one better for you. Okay. So what we could do is we have a third-party financing company called SweetPay. What this allows us to do is we get to spread those payments out over 12 months instead of 4 or 6. It's only 5% down. So 5% of 7,300 is 365. Okay. Plus a one-time service activation fee of $59, which brings your total to 424. Okay. Your next payment wouldn't be due until the end of August. And that would be equivalent to $622 a month, which is you needing like 2 to 2.5 clients, depending what you're charging. Pretty simple. And we're talking about if they're charging monthly, right? If you were charging only like 300 to 350 bucks, you can make that back pretty easy, right? So that would be financing though. I'm trying to do it to where you're not having to invest in type of financing. So
Yeah,
that could be
I don't do financing in general. Just that's my niche. Especially with how my parents are. He's under the strict influence of if you don't got the money, don't spend it.
Yeah, 100%. So let's say that you did $700 down on the in-house financing. Okay. So that would take that down to 8060. We divide that over 11 more months. Your monthly payments would be 732.73. If you did the 12 months through us, you're not getting your credit pulled or anything like that. You're just making your monthly payments over 12 months. 732.23 or 73 would be your total amount. If you're putting 700 down, if you put down 730 bucks a month equally, let's see, 8760. Let's say you did 730 bucks, brings it to 8030. We divide that by 11 months. Yep, it'd be 730 a month. If you go 8760, you do $700 down, and divide that over 11 months. Yeah, your monthly payments would be 732.73.
That's over 12 months.
Mm-hmm. So obviously, the more that you can put down up front, the less your reoccurring is. But this allows it to where your credit's not getting pulled. You're just going in-house with us, and they're already charging that 20% interest up front. So if you are able to pay it off within 4 months, they honor the 7,300.
Do they have penalties with paying off early?
No, it's encouraged. Again, if you're able to pay that off early, if you pay it off before 4 months or within your 4-month term, they honor the $7,300 instead of the 8760. If you paid off in 60 days early, they honor the paid full amount of 6,500. So regardless, you're in a win-win-win situation. You get it for less money. It's over a longer period of time, and if you're able to pay off early, great. It just incentivizes you to want to pay it off sooner.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how best way to make the best financial decision, I guess. We offered our own payment options, this and that. We had several different ones, as well as in-house type of thing. I was always recommending, certain things to certain people, depending on, their own situation. I don't know. Kind of hard to say. What typically is like the route most people take for when they're not able to pay in full type of thing.
Yeah, if they can't pay in full, they'll go into a payment plan, and we just get creative with the payment plan. So kind of as I mentioned, if you are able to put down, something, maybe not 2,300, but I'd say, I probably wouldn't put minimal down, a little low too, because then your monthly payments are going to be a lot more expensive, right? So if we're trying to do that, let's just say, for instance, 7,300. Let's just say you put 2,000 down. That gives you a remainder of 5,300. Let's say that we divide that over 5. So we're going to do over a total of 6. So that would be your down payment. Put that over 5 months. Your monthly payment would just be about 1,060. If you did 2,300, it's just 1,000 a month, which is significantly different, right? So it kind of just depends. Like if you're confident in your own skill set and ability to follow through and execute, you're not going to have a problem, right? My goal is to keep you, like you had mentioned too, away from financing it at all. So I don't want to have to make you have to pay some type of interest rates ongoing, anything like that. So a lot of people can't afford the paid in full. That's a shit ton of money. I don't know too many people have 6,500 laying in their sock drawer, right? I did the payment plan too. But if you can do a larger down payment, it's less reoccurring over the monthly. But if you can't, that's why we spread it out over 6 months, and it makes it a little bit more reasonable. And still, even if you're able to pay that off early, you're still incentivized. So if you're able to pay this off within 60 days, we honor the 6,500. So that's still a huge discount.
Within the 60 days?
Yep. And I'd put that in your agreement. So if client is able to pay off within 60 days, we will honor the 6,500 pricing. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to have earned that. Like, let's just say, for instance, you're talking to your parents and they're like, oh, that's awesome that you're doing this. But they ask you questions like, shit, let's get that thing paid off. If you just want to pay it off, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it through clients. If your parents are out of nowhere, like, let's save you $800, as long as however you want to pay it off before 60 days, we honor that paid full amount.
Okay. And I'm assuming, obviously, to some extent, yes, this one being your job. Do you have any sort of commission turnout overall over this?
Yeah, I mean, I get paid based upon the people that I assign, but I also have like 8 of these calls a day. So at the end of the day, the only reason why I'm on here, funny thing is, when I was on a phone call very similar to this about over a year ago, the person on the opposite end, like where I'm at, I asked them what they do, and they're like, oh, I'm an enrollment specialist. And I was like, her name was Jess. She's actually the sales manager now. And I was like, I'm going to have your job in a year. So they hired me because I've had both ends of the spectrum. I've been an in-person trainer. I had to start my online business, and I was awful with social media, still really into this day. So for me, the reason I like this job is because I know what you guys are going through, because I was that guy, right? I've had some more experience than a lot of individuals, but I can actually speak to the program itself. This program is different than what I went through. When I went through, it was called the apprenticeship program. They didn't have ChatGPT and AI back then, like a year ago. That thing just busted on the scene about 4 months ago. So I can speak to how easy it is, especially at my age. I don't have really great study habits at 40 years old. I'm 41. So, it's different if you just came out of college, you still have your study habits and you got good. It's easier for individuals. For me, got 5 fucking kids and I was busy as shit. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. I would pop in modules on the way to the gym. I'd pop in modules when I was doing cardio. So by the time I got home, I was just executing. If I go on a walk with my wife, I was popping in a module. That's how I was doing it. But for like a guy like you that gets to work from home right now, dude, I can't sit still for a long period of time. I'll go pop in a module and go walk around the block. But it gets me activated, it gets me motivated, and I get fresh air. And then by the time I do sit at my computer, I'm ready to fucking go. I'm ready to execute.
Yeah, the other side. So I'm kind of basically in the laundry room right now. I've converted the bad cat of the laundry room into kind of my office / man cave and gaming room. Do some remodeling stuff. But the other half of the basement, it's like the exercise room. And I've just recently fashioned a pull-up bar here. So when I get too antsy from sitting down at the computer, I just pull up.
Knock them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I didn't realize how much stronger my body strength could get in just a matter of a week.
Just doing pull-ups.
Oh, insane! I went to the gym when I was at the gym yesterday. I was doing pull-ups, and I'm damn near doing muscle up every single time. I'm like, for shit. Okay. So let's just say, put 1,000 down, and what? Not even that. I mean, I guess we could say for the scenario being, 1,000 down type of thing, and then off of that 7,300, I'm only estimated at 6,300. But let's just say I was trying to have it paid off in that 60 days in a contract agreement. If not, so be it, you're still doing like the in-house payment plan type of thing.
So do you want to put 1,000 down on this scenario, 1,000 down toward the in-house where it was the 8,760 and we spread it over 12? Is that what we're talking about? Or are you talking about if you only do 1,000 down on the 7,300 and we spread that out over 6 months? So 7,300 minus 1,000 is 6,300. We divide that by 5 more months. Your monthly payments would be just over 1,200 per month.
Right.
Now, if you're able to pay that off if you're able to pay off the 7,300 overall, the cost of the program off within 60 days, we honor the 6,500.
And then are you guys pretty strict on only a 60-day window type of thing?
So 60 days from your start date. So say, for instance, you're like, yes, let's do it. But you're like, shit, Jeremy, I gotta go pick the wife up. I gotta go do this. I gotta go do this. Let's have our start date. We could do a delayed start date. If you put the money down, we can do a delayed start date for next week or whenever you want. But it was your time in the program would start the day you actually start the program.
So I'm super eager to start. Super eager to make money. I'm always just afraid to spend any money.
You got to think where your current circumstances right now. You're in a good, it seems like you're in a bad spot because you don't have any money coming in right now, but you're also in a good spot to where you're not distracted. You have hours a day. A lot of individuals that are transitioning, they're still working their 9 to 5s. So you have an advantage as of, dude, you wake up early in the morning, depending on like your workout schedules. I don't know all that, but for me, I just probably
37.
Yeah, so you might go work out at 6:37 in the morning, and then you get home. You're still in that dopamine rush. You fill up, get some carbs going in you from your post-workout. You knock out 2 hours, go take a fucking walk, take a shit, knock out another hour, take a couple breaks, play a video game or two, or knock out another fucking hour. There's your whole day. You're doing all that before your wife even gets home.
What is statistically the likelihood out of what you have seen from people who seem to be quite diligent, and they were on the same route of they needed to do a payment plan, some of them knocks out in 60 days. How likely is it that that's able to happen with someone who's super diligent, and has that return of incoming clients?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have the averages on. Like that's something
in your opinion, out of the people that you've worked with, a lot of the people who said that they could do that, and they were people who truly were hard workers, and they spent a lot of time in the day or throughout the week, working on this, and they truly did get it done in the 60 days.
Yeah, I don't have that exact data because after I meet with you, I still follow. I got a lot of people that will friend request me on Instagram because we like to just talk shit, and I like to follow up with them. But a lot of times we won't get into if they actually did that because I don't track that personally. However, that's going to be on a different type of situations, like financially. Maybe their significant others bring in a fuck ton of money. And they're like, you know what? I like that you did this. Let's just go ahead and pay this. I've had literally people sign up for that same agreement I'm talking to you about. And like 2 days later, they're like, hey, husband actually just said, let's go ahead and pay this thing off. They do it, right? Some people, if you're very diligent like yourself, if they're like going balls to the wall, I would say if you're close to getting certified, if you're like, you said that you've almost got like half of it done within like a fucking day. What I would say is if you're that diligent, For people that aren't certified, it's going to take them longer on average. So if you didn't come certified, you weren't as diligent, you didn't pick up stuff as fast as you do, I would say if you're trying to hit 10K a month, honestly, you're probably looking at a little bit over 4 months if you don't have those things done already, right? But if you're already knocked out half of a NASM, like the overall course in a fucking day, and you're pretty smart, you get this done the next week, you already come to the table with a certification. You don't have to utilize the optional certification. That saves you additional fucking time. And you're just going from creating your intro post, and then maybe a month later, you're dropping a scholarship. I mean, you're going to be getting people in the door significantly faster versus someone that's got zero fucking nothing on board with them.
And you do have the option that, you just mentioned that some people are like, yeah, hey, screw it, let's just go ahead and pay into this. You have the option of making many payments as you want type of thing in order to get it down before days, or hey, you only are allowed to make one payment per week or one payment per month type of thing.
So typically how I do it is if we were setting up like a payment plan as an example, I'm just giving you hypotheticals. And you're like, cool, Jay, let's go do 2,300 down. We'd go into this wave. I'd share my screen. We'd put a down payment of 7,300 or 2,300, sorry. And then we'd have our monthly payments coming out, okay? Set up. So they just naturally pull from your card so you don't have to worry about any late payments. Now, in your agreement, I'd be putting down, client did $7,300 payment plan. Client paid $2,300 a day. Client has reoccurring installment set of $1,000 per month set to come out through the wave. If client is able to pay a program off before 60 days, we honor the $6,500. So that could literally mean you could call customer support and be like, hey, I actually just had a whole bunch of money come in. I want to pay some today. 2 weeks later, hey, I want to pay some today. They don't give a shit. At the end of the day, no one's going to complain about you giving you your payments earlier. Just as if a client came to you and was like, Travin, I signed up for your program. Do you mind if I just pay you a little extra here and there? You're not going to say no. You're getting guaranteed money sent to you. So no one's going to say no to that.
Are you locked into, you said it is reoccurring. Do you reoccurring via the payment method originally used? Because I'd probably be switching in between using credit card and debit.
So what you would want to do is you could always save, like, for instance, we got going today, maybe you start off using one card. And then let's just say down the road, you want to switch cards. You might call customers and say, hey, I want to add additional card onto here and I want to pull from this one, right? That way you have your monthly payments coming out until you feel like it's changing. So that way you're not stuck like, oh, fuck, I forgot to make this payment. Now I can't hit my guarantee because there's no late payments involved. You got to remember that. So if you set a calendar, a schedule, and you're like, okay, before this date, I need to call them and change out my payment system, you totally can. You can switch cards. Again, no one's going to care if you're being open and communicating and making sure they're getting their payments in. No one's going to care about that.
So let's just say today I paid with my credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say I paid with my credit card and I only paid with $1,000, but I was also trying to, make it within that 6-month guarantee. So, that 6,300, over that 5 months, it's going to be 1,260.
Yep.
I am able to pay, like with another card, if I wasn't trying to just keep on stacking interest on top of the credit card type of thing.
Yeah. So we would have set the reoccurring payment up through the card that you used today. But then if you were like, hey, I want you to also add this card on file as well, then you could reach out and determine, contact customer service and say, hey, this month I'd like it to pull from this card.
Okay.
It's actually a really good idea. And this is what you'll learn too as you become a coach. Personal practice. I always try to get the client to put 2 cards on file because shit happens, right? Maybe you go out of town, you're traveling. Like for instance, I went to Spain and there was a protection blocker on there. I didn't see the email. So when I tried to use my card, it wouldn't fucking work because they thought it was like a fraud, right? Because they didn't recognize like someone in Barcelona is trying to charge your card, you know, for a fucking hamburger. So they blocked it. Huh?
Is that what you were getting?
Yeah, no, not really. But you know,
Okay. Okay.
but they were blocking my shit though. I couldn't use it. I couldn't get any like, I couldn't get anything. So we had to use my wife's card because I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that I was supposed to check this email.
Gotcha.
I really don't eat hamburgers, man, to be honest with you, man. Unless it's homemade.
Yeah, that's how I am. I love cooking. That's one of the reasons why I don't spend money, because I like to
Telling you, man, it saves you time and money.
time, money, and so much healthier, and you can cook stuff how you like, You can't complain about the food being ass because
You made it.
it's like some when people complain about it being bad. You literally make the sandwich, dude. Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, you chose that shit.
Yeah, like what are you doing, man? Maybe you should have asked them to not oven it. Should have asked for that.
Right.
Right. You don't have access to, certain statistics, this and that. And obviously you don't personally know me and my work ethic, this, that, and the third.
I will tell you, kind of like I said earlier, if you're coachable, you're committed, you're consistent, you go all in and you don't just do the minimum. When I say it's kind of like in the weight room, man, like, right. The thought process is one more rep, one more set. If you can push yourself to do one more of everything, you're going to be great. The fact that you've already completed half a fucking NASM, it takes most people 6 to 12 months to get NASM done. You've done half of that in a fucking day and you've retained it. Good for you. I couldn't have done that shit. Right. So you're going through a major certification course, but also you have a background in, your parents are doctors and stuff like that. Like you got some different type of learning capabilities I don't fucking have. I don't retain information like that. So for you, if you've already done that and you have the time, dude, if you spend over 20 hours a week consistently, you're going to murder this shit. If you're able to pick it.
No, sorry, go ahead.
If you're able to pick stuff up that fast, retain, and then you're executing, you follow a game plan. If you're good at structure and following a game plan, you will destroy this shit. If you're good with communication styles and reaching out to your coaches and letting them know if you are getting fucked up in the head, like, man, I'm going crazy right now, I need help with A, B, and C. If you do that, they're going to get you to that right path. But if you don't tell them, you don't communicate, you're fucking yourself. No different than a relationship.
So, we'll keep on the hypotheticals. At, let's say, 20 hours, a week. What within a month, and I'm busting my ass, yada yada yada. What is the true likelihood that I'm going to be able to make possibly, another payment or try to even push getting within, that 60-day window after, however many said modules needed to be done, this and that. Like, I after you showing me some of those 33 modules, stuff with the LLC and setting up your own business, yada yada yada. I believe that was on the second or third page, if I can, recall from looking at it correctly. Like how much of a necessity is it that you get towards that within, like trying to get your business started within the first month to be able to hit that goal of within the 60 days, pay it all off?
Yeah, that module is like all those are like a one-time setup. It takes you like a couple hours to set up Wave, Stripe for payments, get DocuSign loaded up. Your LLC, if you got some bread, I'd probably go through Taylor Brands. That wasn't an offer for me back in the day. I had to file it myself. But that's like equivalent to almost the same amount you'd pay for anyways, besides it's half the time. If you want to file your LLC the traditional way, no big deal. You don't have to have your LLC to start your business, bro. Like as long as you get it down the road, you don't have to have that before like, oh, I can't take on clients because I don't have my LLC. No, that's not a thing. But you want to have your payment processing set up so that way you can take reoccurring payments. So you're not like, hey man, Venmo me. That's whack. We don't do that, right? We want constant payments coming in on a regular basis. So payment processing, getting your DocuSign set up, getting your client agreement set up, those are all, that can be done in a fucking day. The rest of the time is straight business, marketing. We're showing you how to market. lead generation, reaching out to individuals. If you've got some open time, people know who you are, go out to your local supplement company, talk to individuals that you already know that like you, trust you, love you. Market to the people that you already know that want to buy from you or that already like you, that have a trust in you. Those are going to be the first people you really want to go after.
Okay. I believe you mentioned earlier you have some sort of collaboration with a supplement company or something like that. How about does that work for you in terms of incorporating it into your business? Like, hey, you advertise for them and they ensure through people coming in, they put out a good word, and then they're forcing a set amount of people to come to you.
No, what I do is I know that guy. I used to work for him. So I give him a list of my clients of who I work with. And I'll say each month I'll give him a sheet on who I did. And I'll say, hey, I'm going to order for you. And I give them their names, or I have that individual order and I show proof. And then based upon that, like, I'm usually averaging about 30 referrals a month just because I'm doing it. So I'll send him that sheet. I'll show them how much that they're spending. And in return, I get fucking discounts for them and for myself. And I get free referrals. So for me, it's win-win, right? I don't have to pay for my fucking supplements. That's a win by itself, right? So I can tell my clients, hey, I know right now you live in Ohio. So, however, I can get you a discounted rate and get the ship to you or whatever the case may be. They're going to listen to what I have to say because they trust me. And the supplement company has all the top-notch shit. So like, then that guy views it and it's like, damn, Jeremy's bringing in X amount of money a month. Sometimes he'll throw in extra incentives for me because I'm just keep on shelling him money. Sometimes, like last Christmas, I didn't ask for anything. He just wrote me a $500 check on top of what I already get for discounts. Hey man, thank you this year for bringing in X amount of people. You're averaging, like I'm averaging X amount of hundreds of dollars a month from you. It's a win-win. I'm helping build a smaller business. I'm getting them on the map and they're giving me fucking discounts that I never have to really pay for my supplements, or it's very discounted for me.
Okay.
Like they might sign into like agreements. Like I've done it before where I was a sponsored athlete. I had to post so many times about them. I don't like doing that shit because I'm not on social media like that anymore. So I'm just like, hey, let's just do it this way. But when I was a sponsored athlete, I signed a contract. I had to post a certain amount of times. I had to have a product on my social media a certain amount of times, or represent it, like, or have it in a picture with me, or tag them. I don't like to track all that shit. So it's just like, here, man, here's the list of people that are buying from you. Fuck off. That's simple.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, who's going to argue? Like, dude, I just got like 20 people to order from you this last month, and they're all ordering 2 or 3 of something. So they're each averaging over 60 to 70 bucks.
Right.
20 to 30 people averaging 50 to 60 bucks is a lot of fucking money in your pocket. So fuck off and give me my discount. So $500 at Christmas time is the least he could do, right? I mean, I'm getting him hundreds every single month almost.
Yeah. And then, is it kind of like, the guy that you do stuff with, is he kind of like a small, like GNC basically, like he's got certain exclusives for clientele, this and that. And he's like, yeah, because they came in and they bought this, not just bought supplements or protein powder or, type of thing.
Yeah, they are locally owned, and now they've franchised all over the fucking place. So they've got top notch. It's not like their own type of branding. They've got like Axe and Sledge. They've got Allmax. They've got all the top name shit in the industry. They've got multivitamins. They got their own shit. They've got healthy fucking protein popcorn. They got all sorts of shit. So what I'll do is, based upon maybe you're my client, I will create a special stack that I would recommend for you based upon our goals. And I'll say, hey, you don't have to have all this, but here's a list of supplements I would probably recommend. This is what each one of them does for you. Feel free to do your due diligence, but this is what the stack I would. So every certain individual, I make them feel special. I create a specific, like a muscle building stack, a weight loss stack, general health stack, vitality stack. Right? I'm dealing with men 35 to 50. Guess what they want to do when they get home? They want to fuck. So how can I drive their testosterone through the roof? How can I get them, on, pump products? I'm showing them how to do all that stuff.
Okay. Okay. That sounds pretty solid.
And then, like, for instance, your wife's in healthcare, mine is too. I'll go, like, I use her because people love her. She's a smoke show. So, like, I'm ugly, she's hot. They want to listen to what she says.
Get out of here. You got a luscious ass beard.
It's the beard, it's the beard cream, man. So I'll go in there and I'll say, like,
I'm going, yeah, shit looks nice.
So I'll go into her place and be like, they already know who I am because she talks about me. I'll say, hey, let me talk to Jeff. He's the CEO. Hey, Jeff, I only want to spend like 5 minutes. I know you're fucking busy, man, but I've noticed, like, Easton's telling me that you got people calling in sick left and right. Like, I do some online coaching. I would offer it at a discounted rate for you specifically. I'll give you free coaching. And then for your clients, they would get this and this done. Can I just come in and speak for like 20 minutes and show you how I can optimize their overall performance, their health benefits? Sure. I'll go do that. I'll get 10 to 15 referrals. And then those people, I'll reach out to them like, hey, saw you at the meeting. Is this something you still want to do? Boom, 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 boom. I talk with them. So I'm like literally going out to different places. Youth sports is huge out here, right? I'll go link up with AAU coaches, people that are, next level athletes. Parents like to live vicariously through their kids, right? So
Gronk's dad, I don't know if you've heard about that kid.
Yeah, 100%. So people are like, man, I never got to be that guy. Now they're trying to have their kid be that guy. So their parents are willing to pay anything to be at the next level of sports. So, hey, not only can I help optimize your kid's health, I can actually help you out too. So I'll go in there and talk about it. I'll go do a free seminar in front of the parents. Hey, I'm not putting your kid on some type of product that's going to stun his growth or do some weird shit. Here's some age-specific stuff that we can start off with that's going to amplify their overall optimization. Boom, 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 boom. If any of you guys are interested, I also have products for the parents as well. I'll get maybe 5 or 6 hits off that. Regardless, I'm still getting something coming in all the time. It takes me 10 minutes to go do that. And that's shit that I like to do. I like to go to sporting events. I like to go talk to high school coaches. I like to go talk to college people.
Yeah, my neighbor, the one who I was actually helping train, his wife, she's just now doing stuff with being trying to be a head coach. And she's got this main track team that she's trying to set up for this school. And then also this AAU team. And she was wanting me to assist her and stuff. But I was like, well, let me try to get my business started and whatnot. So that way, obviously these are some high school kids who are trying to get scholarships and stuff to go into college for sports. And she's wanting, certified personal trainer, someone who knows extensive knowledge, not just your run of the mill. Yeah, I've got my level, my certification, and I can help you. Like, more or less,
that could be a game changer for you. Now, would you charge those kids $400 a pop? No, because they probably can't fucking afford it. But right. You talk to those parents, but you'd still give them a premium package. And most of those kids can't be on specific meal plans because no kid's gonna fucking follow a eating regimen like that, right? They're not gonna track macros. I didn't do that shit. Yeah, I didn't do that shit until I was like 27, right? I could eat whatever I wanted and look shredded. And then 27, like, whoa, I actually have to diet now? Fuck, okay. So.
Does that want to hit you?
Yeah. At 27, I was like, dude, like, what the fuck? I'm losing my six pack. What's going on? And then I start dialing it in. And now my selling point is I'm 41 and shredded. And I still look young. So my goal is if I want to step on a college campus, I want to look like I could be like a kicker or something. Like I want to be able to bamboozle a motherfucker and think that I'm a college kid, right? So you work with AAU kids, that's a whole nother level right there because you're already in front of people, a ton of fucking people. So you have the opportunity to talk to some of their parents and some of those parents that are paying for AAU fuck ton of money because those AAU coaches are making a fuck ton. It's in their contracts. So now you could technically be on, you could market yourself if you've done correctly. Maybe you're traveling with them to specific events and you're the speed and agility coach for them or whatever the fuck it is you're going to be. Now you are in front of multiple different people. You can have someone document that. You can have someone record you when you're not looking into a camera. It doesn't look so scripted. People can kind of see the results you're getting, kids, adults. And now all of a sudden you're able to spread it across a larger demographic. Only way that happens is if you fucking take action. Start your business and then get it going and be like, yeah, let's go. Start making deals with her.
So to get back more centered, you have obviously not trying to do any of the interest type of payments.
Yep.
In-house financing in 12 months, yes, that more or less does seem ideal, but again, I don't know. But I am trying to hit this thing, with the ground running, especially with this being the first day of August. Like, I want this entire month to be nothing but fucking productivity.
I'd go payment plan.
That 12-month thing.
12-month thing is going to be my second best option, I would think, for you. It depends on if you're trying to put it as minimal down possible to go 12 months. But if you're not wanting to go over 12 months, I just go a payment plan, put down something relatively decent. And then again, if you are as motivated as you say you are, your motivation right now, you can't do it for yourself, do it for your girl. Can't do it for your girl, do it for that baby. You got 3 different high levels of motivation right now. 4, and you're unemployed right now. So you have a lot of reasons why you need to do this, and quickly too, because that baby's coming ASAP.
Yeah.
Right. So that's your motivation.
The window of what more or less the course would take a little bit
Yeah.
after.
Because guess what? When that baby comes, your wife is going to need your fucking help, and she will rip your fucking head off if you're not there.
I'm learning that one.
Yeah. And you're going to be tired. Babies have weird sleep schedules. They're cute to hold for about 2 seconds. And after that, you're like, fuck, get off me. Go to sleep. I'm telling you, man. So you're going to want to maximize everything now. So by the time you are tired and worn out, you already have some business coming in.
So when you say second best, the first best is going to be try to hit it within that normal regular 6-month period, but have a decent amount put down today and then set up with some sort of payment plan based off of the 5 months.
Yep. So what I would do is I would go payment plan. We'd spread it out over 6 months for you. And then pending what you're putting down, obviously the higher the amount, the less reoccurring you have. But the incentive is you pay off within 60 days, you get the 6,500 off. Or we add that 65, we honor the 6,500, so you save $800. That's probably the best one I would do. If you're highly motivated, other than that, no big deal. You're just paying out the normal payment plan over 7,300 over 6 months, which we normally don't even offer. We usually only do 4 months. So you're still getting a good deal there.
Okay. And you base the so when you're doing your numbers, doing it off of that 7,300, and then you try to prorate it into that 65 if you can do it in the 60 days.
Yeah. So let's say you put down, I'm just going to make up a number. You put down the 2,300 today. Okay. So you put down 2,300. Okay. Let's say the next month you we're doing over 6 months. You did it another 1,000. Okay. So your 1,000 came out. So now you're down to 4,000. Okay. So then let's say you're like, oh, I'm ready to pay that off. So we go 6,500 minus 4,000. You'd only have 2,500 remaining to pay off. So you'd save the $800. So we just take what you've already paid and we apply that to the 6,500. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, yeah, man, I'm ready to pay this off today. Cool. We take what you've already paid, we subtract that from the 6,500, and then boom, you just pay off the balance.
Comfortably speaking, I would probably still stick around at $1,000, but definitely try to press as much money back into paying this off as soon as I can.
Okay.
I have one less thing to worry about. So, at that $1,000, it's going to leave me at roughly $1,260 over the 5 months.
Yep.
How do we go about doing this?
All right. So is that the one that you want to lock in with?
I would have to say so, you know, as long as everything is true and through and you guys are credited by both the Wellness Bureau.
Better Business Bureau. Yep. That's huge, man.
As well as ISSA and NSAM. Was there a third one you guys were?
Yeah, so ISSA and NASM is who 10K is with. Mastery levels with NASM, ACE, and ISSA. So we're with ISSA and ACE. We haven't, or ISSA and NASM, we haven't got ACE approved yet through 10K. We're waiting on that approval.
Okay. Yeah, it would. Okay. I'll probably do the 1,000 down and then work off that 1260 and try to.
Cool. Let's lock and load and do it. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna show you exactly how we're gonna do this. Really simple. This is a payment processing system we're going to teach you in our course. I personally have both. I have Wave and Stripe. I always tell people when you're getting to your own coaching for your own professional business, it's always smart to have two payment processing systems as a backup, just in case.
Well, you'll never have to worry about that credit card. That shit's got like a 10 grand limit.
No, I'm talking about for like when you run your own business. I would have two payment systems. Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. And you do Wave usually?
Yeah, so I'm going to show you why. Wave is, they're both pretty user friendly, but I'm going to show you there's one specific reason why I do this, because it's like a safety feature for you and the client. So here we're just going to hit add customer. We're going to create a new one. We're going to put in your name. Travin, what was your last name?
Durham.
Durham.
Yep.
What's a good email?
First and last name 43 at Gmail.
Oops, Travin Durham. Yep. Okay. What's the best phone number to contact you at?
409.
Did you say 409?
19 419.
Oh, 419. Okay.
455 5438.
Sorry, man. You gotta forgive me. Sometimes my hearing gets bad. My Alzheimer's will kick in later this afternoon as well. So
It'll happen.
Cool. All right. What's a good billing address for you?
1739 Gilbert Road. That's going to be in Toledo, Ohio.
Cool. So you said, see how easy that is? That's all set up right there. And then when you start adding in different packages, you can actually save these as well. So we'll go 10K. This will pop up right now.
You can save them?
Yeah. So like as you're loading these in like in your own, so after you get like a bunch of sales and you're going through Wave, you can just keep these in there. So that way when you're pulling up people, you can just find it really quick versus having to type it in all the time.
So what I'm looking at right now, is this specifically your stuff that you have? This isn't the
No, this is
NLCA?
NLCA. So if you can see, can you see over here in the corner where it says next level?
Yeah. Yep.
So see, mine over here is personal. This is next level.
Okay, and you're in the next level?
Correct. See, right there, it still says next level. So then we're here, and then I'm just going to put here, I'm going to put down payment. So that way you always know what that is. Okay, now this, do you see here? I agree to the terms as outlined in my contract with Next Level Academy. Require customer to sign terms of the service before paying his credit card. You're going to click this. Okay, that's a safety feature that acknowledges that me and you went over this. Okay, that's going to be important for you and your clients. Okay, you probably won't have too many people disputing anything, but that saves you a lot of problems down the road. That's why I use this one quite a bit. Then over here, you can hit approve draft. Boom, get shareable link. So this allows me to type in stuff versus me saying, hey, what's your credit card? You can actually see what I'm doing. So this is another safety feature as well that a lot of individuals like. It makes them feel a little bit more protected. We'll go credit card. Cool. I'm ready for the card number when you are.
When you said a shareable link,
Yep. So
Okay.
that's what this did. It just popped up. That link popped up. This is the link. And so now this pops up and it's showing like you're able to view what I'm doing. So now we're going to put in your card information. Once that gets approved, it also sends you an email as well.
Okay, so like say, we did agree on that $1,000, it's to ensure that, you're not putting like 1,500 down instead,
Correct.
Okay. All right, we got 6011
Okay.
0012
Okay.
5139
Okay.
9699.
Okay. And then month and year.
February 24th.
Okay. CVV.
And then 927.
Okay. And then how does your card read?
The exact same spelling as my first and last name.
Oh, no middle initial or anything?
Nope.
Okay. And then what was the zip code on that?
43614.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna hit this. Boom, you're solid there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit this. We're gonna go back to Wave now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up your reoccurring amounts, which is pretty easy as well. So go here. Go reoccurring. Now this, if you watch this, this should all go to new, reoccurring new. Now your information should already be in here. So when I click this, boom, pops up, makes this real easy. I can hit 10K again. This will pop up multiple different ways. And now we're going to put in your ongoing amount of, I believe it's 1260. Okay, so we're going to put monthly payment. Monthly payment. We're going to hit save. Now we're going to go monthly, and yours is going to come out on the 1st every single time. Okay, so the 1st, this next one's going to start September 1st, and it will end after 5 payments. So when I hit this, as I scroll down here, you'll see the next one's auto-generated. So whenever you want to reach out to customer service, you want to change cards, you want to add a card, totally can. Okay, we'll go here. We're going to hit next. Simple. See, you'll get an email sent to you. We'll hit this. Boom. So now you're set up. Okay. Now the agreement part, everything I promised you, we're going to go in here. DocuSign, we have these set up for you as well. You just change out your own specific name that you utilize for business. And you can start saving contracts in here as well, a contract agreement. So like I have like your contract and what I have is a guarantee on there. So I'll go under templates. Over here to the side, I have these all saved. So guarantee contracts. We're going the 10K accelerator 4-month. We're hitting this. So this naturally will upload all the guarantees involved. You said 43, right?
Yep.
At Gmail. Cool. Then you're going to go to advanced edit. This is pretty simple, really self-explanatory. But I do, even on my own personal business, I walk all my clients through this on the phone. I don't just send this to them. I walk them through it so that they understand, they can ask questions. So for instance, date entered into contract is going to be 8/1. Okay. This is going to be, whoops, I'm tripping. I did that wrong. The 1st, then I'm going to put of August.
I was wondering what the hell you're going to put in the other one.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Then over here, it says full name. That's where you're going to put, that's where you'll sign at. It's 4 months now. As you see, your start date, do you want your start date to be today, tomorrow? When do you want to start rolling?
let's just say, because I think I'm supposed to take her to the fair or some shit today. I don't know.
So start tomorrow?
Do I only have access to content starting tomorrow?
Correct. The day that you start is the day you get access to everything.
Okay. You want to give me like a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me go ask her how long we're going to be out and about doing stuff.
Yep.
All right. Sorry about that prolonged wait.
Oh, you're good, man. I was just doing some extra stuff. What'd she say?
I said, we'll probably go at like 5, so that way it's cooler. Okay.
So you guys, you want to start today or tomorrow?
We can start today. I busted out. I told her not to be mad if I'm on my phone while we're waiting in line for shit at the fair.
Cool. So after this, while you're thinking about it, if there's a picture in your phone that you want to be viewed by others, go ahead and send that to my cell phone. I'm gonna send it to the onboarding specialist. It could be a picture of you by yourself, it could be a gym selfie, it could be you and your girl. It doesn't matter. Send me whatever you want to be viewed because you'll be on our private Facebook group. It's going to say, welcome Travin to the 10K Accelerator. What's going to happen next is probably within the next hour and a half to 2 hours tops, an onboarding specialist will reach out to you via text message. They'll be able to give you course access. You'll be able to book your game planning call with your coach, and you'll be able to rock and roll. Okay.
So I'm looking at like an hour to 2 hours until I actually do have access to all the stuff.
Yeah, I'd say to be safe. Correct. I don't know how busy they are with other individuals. So I don't know how busy, how far it's been with on their side of things.
I just realized I could have been charging my phone the entire time. Crazy.
So here is up here. Whoops. Let me show you one more thing. I'm gonna show you something else. Okay. So here, specials, I just said that we're just doing the payment plan over 6 months, and I have all the contract guarantees included, which is all this that we've already discussed. And then over here, this just breaks down exactly what we did today. So it's a 10K accelerator payment plan, 7,300 over 6 months. You paid 1,000 a day. Client has monthly installments of 1,260 set to come out over 5 installments. Pretty self-explanatory there. It has all contracts here, and oops. I read that, I spelled that wrong. Perfect. Now you can put in your routing account number. That's so that you can get your agreement back if you need your guarantee. If you don't feel like putting that in there, no problem. Just put NA, but that's how you get your guarantee back if you were to need it. I don't think you will though. And then I got one more place to sign. As you can see, there's different places where you're gonna, initial and sign. I got one more place that I got to sign on, and I'll send this over to you, which is here. So it's the first. August. We should be good to go now.
Is there another, like you said, typically we as in the company, or you as in the company as well as trainers or coaches or whatever, use DocuSign as well?
You can use what you want. We strongly recommend DocuSign. I use DocuSign in mine. They already have a thing already kind of done for you, laid out. All you have to do is just change out your own business. You don't have to use that.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Is there a pre-template essentially?
Yep, 100%. Check your email. I just sent that over to you.
Yep, I just got it.
Yep, so go ahead and look that over and sign that, and then we'll go over next steps.
And do you have to keep on paying and signing up for stuff if, after the 4 months? How does that?
No, so you're talking about for like ongoing support or something?
Yeah.
No, so once your 4-month term is over, right? So as mentioned, I'll probably be the one reaching out to you at the halfway point, and then again, probably about a month before your term ends. And I'll be like, hey, Travin, what's going on? Like, how are we feeling about everything? If you're killing it, I could say, hey, Travin, are you looking to resign or possibly ascend based upon where we're currently at statistically? You could say yes, no. What does that look like, Jeremy? We talk about that, about discounted rates, things of that nature. If you decided not to ascend or not to resign, essentially your 4 months would be done. You'd still have all the Google Docs saved, so you'd have access to that. You just wouldn't have the ongoing videos or the support.
The videos is in like the modules?
Correct.
Okay.
But the overview links cover everything that's in each module.
The private one-on-one coaching, what is it, 30-minute session bi-weekly? I need to initial that?
Wherever it tells you just to initial, you just initial that. So anytime there's like a little box that's prompting you, just initial that.
And then is there also something in here that says something about if I'm able to get it paid off in the 60 days or something?
Oh, let me add that in there. Don't sign anything else. Hold on. Let me go back.
Okay.
Actually, go ahead and just sign your normal thing, and I'll go back and do it. So go ahead and just keep on signing, do your thing, and I'm going to go back and add that, and then I'll show you that I did it.
Okay. The 250 per month client, is that if you only have one client, you need to at least be hitting the $250?
No, it's saying for services. So say for instance, if you were my client, I have to charge you a minimum of 250 or more for services. You don't want to charge someone less than that, man. You'd be taking forever to get to make your 10K. Think about this, man. If I was charging you $400 a month on average, $400 a month is equivalent to $100 per week, which is equivalent to $14.29 a day. The average American spends $8 to $12 on bullshit such as like Starbucks or Chick-fil-A. You're actually providing them a service which is getting a return of investment. You're helping them get off medicine. You're helping to reduce depression, all these things, right? So it's really not that much money if you think about it.
Okay, and that's essentially to tell you that
you need to charge a minimum of $250 per services, if not more.
Wish my good pen was writing. Not very good. What is the bonus certification, by the way? I never asked.
Yeah, that's an optional certification. I was telling you about this: equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. So that's that part that over the nutrition aspect, it'll go over like building a healthy plate, macros, intuitive eating, foods that will reduce inflammation. The second half is going to be fitness related. So the art of coaching, program design, programming variables, things of that nature.
And that's something you can just apply for later.
It's already in there. You don't have to utilize that if you don't want. Like I said, if you've already knocked out half fucking NASM in a day, I probably wouldn't spend additional time on that. You can always go back and utilize it if you want, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I've never really been one for studying. It was just always get your shit done.
Yeah, knock it out, man. If you've already knocked out NASM or you're about to knock out NASM, don't spend more time on that. You can always go back if you want to, if you're bored.
The section where it says the ACH payments are not entitled to refunds, chargebacks, or extensions, list information below. Am I just...
You're not doing any ACH payments. We already have everything set up.
Okay, so I can just skip that then?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because it was telling me to fill it in. I was like, what the fuck?
Anything that tells you to fill in, you're going to want to fill in. Otherwise, it won't submit your agreement. So yours is already naturally coming out of like a monthly payment. So all you have to do is just initial everything.
Yeah. Just reading over some of the brief legalities.
Yeah, 100%.
What is use of photos and personal information by coach?
What does it say?
Just a whole bunch of random stuff. You guys do that? You guys like, or is that kind of like what you were saying, the testimonies more or less, like that's it essentially?
Yeah, like testimony. Dude, like, yeah, they're not gonna add all this stuff, all this whole contract is covered by an actual lawyer. So you're gonna be good there. They're just basically stating that, you know, you could talk about testimonials, you could utilize it, they could post it, stuff like that. Same thing you'd want to do for your clients. If I'm your client and you're killing it or I'm killing it, you might be like, hey, Jeremy, can you shoot me like a brief testimonial, or can I have your before and after pictures if you're cool with that to use for my marketing?
Yeah, it was telling me that section is required where the ACH is, the list information below. Am I just putting my name in there?
What is it? What is it putting? Is it asking for your routing account number, or what does it ask for?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put that in there if you don't want to. You can just put NA. It's not a big deal. Just put NA in both those if you don't want to list that.
Yeah, I'll just put in NA.
Yeah, they're not gonna not reimburse you because you didn't fill that out.
Oh, one other thing that I meant to ask. The extended credits that you need to do through, blah blah blah, like the continued education. Personal trainers have to renew their license every 2 years, correct?
Depends on the certification.
Okay. I believe in the general sense for what I had applied for, it was saying something about like 2 years.
Yeah.
How does getting my 1.9 credits through you guys go into effect towards the continued education requirement?
So right here
let's
under,
just say I complete your stuff before I complete the NASM certification.
yeah, it won't matter. They're not going to be able. NASM's not going to track which one you finish first, but you'll go into the 10K Accelerator Directory Program, and then under here, I believe on page 2, you got your accreditation guide right here on how to do this for NASM.
Okay.
So it's got that all covered for you.
Should be a hard copy. All right, I've signed everything you've told me to sign.
All right, let me double check everything. Boom, he's official like a referee whistle. Cool. All right, so the next thing you need to do, just send me a picture on how you want to be viewed by others, but really quick, I want to show you this. So next steps, okay, as mentioned, you're going to get a text message from an onboarding specialist probably within the next hour and a half, 2 hours, just to be safe. But it'll be probably from Chelsea. You'll have information with a ton of shit in there. You'll receive course access. You'll be able to get on with your game planning call, so you'll be able to schedule your game planning call. Now, this is really important. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this. So once you get course access, it's gonna say, welcome to NLCA's 10K Accelerator Program. Click on that, let it play all the way through. That unlocks the rest of your course, okay? Now, every course is gonna have that overview module. Go ahead and click on each module, or click on the module, click on the overview link, have it saved to your Google Docs immediately. But each video has to play its entirety. That's how they track to see who's really going through the course to its fullest capacity. Individuals will try to fast forward, or they'll just hit the button that says push complete. Do not do that without the time being fully ran through. Otherwise, that will not count, okay? So if there's stuff that you already know, maybe you have this open up on your phone, you just let one course play while you're moving on to the next one, okay? But you want to let these courses play through its entirety, otherwise it will not count, and that's how they track.
Okay.
Got it?
I do indeed.
All right, my man. I'm going to go ahead and send all this stuff over to the onboarding specialist. I'll get all your notes typed up. Send me that picture, and then you can expect to get a text message here probably within the next hour and a half or 2 hours at the very latest.
Okay. Also, the 60 days, is that ours?
Oh, thank you. Let me add that really quick. Let me do it. Thank you, man, for reminding me. Let me go into that. Let's go back into this. So I'm going to hit correct. Good catch, my man. All right.
Parents are Jewish, man. You pay attention to contracts.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to go under.
Not many bluish people out here.
All right. Let me go in here. Boom. If client is course off in 60 days from start date, we will honor the 6,500 amount. Cool. And I'm gonna hit correct. Actually, I'm gonna add this up there too as well. I'm gonna add this under specials. If And days off course within 60 days. Start date, we will honor the boom. Now I'm gonna hit correct. We should be good to go. Boom.
Will that also be updated on my end as well?
I believe so. Go ahead and check that.
What, I'm checking it in the same email that was sent?
I believe so.
All right.
So just go ahead and re-click on it.
Okay, yep. Yes,
Boom,
indeed.
official. We're official, man. Round of applause for yourself, brother. It's time to get busy. Time to make six figures for you and little Travin, man. Let's go.
I didn't. So many people butcher my name, but it's actually pronounced Travin.
Travin, damn it. I didn't want to be that guy and I'm that guy. Fuck.
It's messed up so bad all the time. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just roll with it. I'll just say something at the end.
You know what's funny? I was going through my messages yesterday and I was like, I'm trying to get these things sent out for the night before. And I put you as Travis. I'm like, fuck, I fucked up twice now.
Yeah, I saw that in the message. I was like, Travis. I was like, maybe it was phone autocorrect because my phone does that sometimes. Every now and then it'll change my name to Train. And I was like, dude, I'm not a train.
Yeah, I literally, I think it was autocorrect because I double check everything and I hit send. And then I'm like, this morning when I was doing my follow-ups again, the reconfirmation, I'm like, the fuck? His name is Travin and I have Travis. I was like, oh shit, it's not a good start.
Yeah, I just took it as a simple autocorrect. I was like, yeah, I don't think that they just kind of overlooked my name, but we'll see what happens.
All right, my man. Well, I'm super pumped for you, dude. This is gonna be awesome. Let's go balls to the wall. Go, hey, give it everything that you got. When you're tired, just do one more module, one more hour, one more DM. You're gonna be successful. You just keep on remembering why you're doing this.
Are there any modules that push like an hour long?
No, I think there's one that's like 35 to 40 minutes. I don't remember which one. They got a couple that are a little bit longer, like more on the 25 to 30 minute end, but a lot of them are like 10 to 15 minutes. A couple of them are like 5 minutes. They're kind of they vary in length. Okay. So when you're at the gym, man, just pop them in while you're doing your cardio.
Yeah, I was just saying when I'm on that fucking stair stepper.
Yeah, just do it, man. That's how I do it because I don't like to sit and like watch a long video at home. I start getting sleepy. So I got to do that shit when I'm moving.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, my man. I'm super pumped for you, brother. Look out for that text message here in the next couple hours. Cool?
All right, will do. Thank you.
All right, my man. Have an awesome day, brother.
All right, you as well. Take care.
Later.